Because I even asked him before the season.
It's time for high school football, presented by Sarshone Auto Group on Q92 and the Q92 Sports Network. The best Stark County football is heard right here all season long. Whether you're in a car, at home, or on the go, the action is live on Q92 and streaming on the Q92 Facebook page, X, and our YouTube channel. Now, let's take you live to the stadium and our broadcast team for tonight's kickoff on Q92 and the Q92 Sports Network.
Here they go! Touchdown!
Good evening and welcome to tonight's broadcast of high school football on Q92 Radiosports.com. Thanks for joining us, everybody. I am Ryan Keller. Alongside me, my broadcast partner, Antonio Hall. Coach, welcome to Week 7.
We are here, my friend.
We are. The sun is setting. This is like a very, like if you were looking at us, the view of the sweat glistening off our faces. Now, we are on the visitor side here at North Canton Hoover High School, and we're getting ready for action between the 5-1, 3-0 in the Federal League, Camp McKinley Bulldogs, and the 6-0, 2-0 in the Federal League, North Canton Hoover Vikings. Both teams undefeated in the Fed, and boy, we're in for a good one tonight, Coach.
Weapons all over the place, two great defenses, two really iconic programs in Stark County. It's going to be a fun one to call.
It is, and we're going to get to all this and more coming up. We got some breakdown of tonight's game. We got some information for you, and you talk about it. There's a lot of parity in this game, too, where you've got the leading rusher in Stark County with Kylan West on McKinley, and you've got the leading tackler for loss with Carter Lunkins from Hoover.
Yeah.
You've got the highest scoring offense versus a defense who has two out of their 4 games on their 4-game winning streak haven't allowed over 100 yards of total offense. So a lot of different storylines, and all the questions are going to get answered here in a little bit. We've got 7 games on the Q92 Sports Network tonight, and we'll get to preview some of those games coming up here shortly. Coach had a chance to speak to both Coach Renzi Parnell and Brian Baum from the respective teams. We're going to get to that as well. I also printed out the latest computer rankings, the computer points, as it's crazy to think, but I mean, we're only 3 weeks away from the end of the season and playoffs.
Blink of an eye, man. Blink of an eye. Just yesterday, we were at Fairless getting ready to call the season open on a Thursday night, and here we are, Week 7.
Yeah. Was it faster or slower as a coach?
Oh, a lot slower. I mean, as a coach, it's like you go to bed Sunday and wake up, it's Friday. I mean, it just flies by, but no, man, it's been a great season, a lot of great football. Really looking forward to this game tonight. Circled it about 4 weeks ago. Knew it was going to be special, and I know it's going to be.
It's going to be a doozy. We're going to step away and take a break. When we come back, we will start previewing some of the other games going on in the area, the games that we are covering on Q92 Sports. So stick around. We're getting ready for kickoff between McKinley and Hoover from Memorial Stadium in North Canton. This is high school football presented by the Sarshone Auto Group on Q92 Radiosports.com.
From the daily driver, a heavy hauler, to a high-end auto investment, the Sarshone Auto Group is one of Northeast Ohio's leaders. With 6 locations, Sarshone Ford in Alliance and Randolph, Sarshone Chevrolet in Randolph and Garrettsville, Sarshone Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Dalton, and the Sarshone Auto Gallery in North Canton. The Sarshone Auto Group. Find out more at sarshone.com. An official partner of the Cleveland Browns.
Lilyfield Lane Flowers and Gifts, located at 2830 Cleveland Avenue South, is your go-to florist for every occasion. Homecoming, prom, weddings, birthdays, anniversaries, and memorials. Stop in and take a look at our unique gifts and beautiful custom floral arrangements. We deliver in the Stark County area. Give us a call today at 330-754-6998 and mention Q92 to receive a 20% discount.
Start your day right at Judy's Family Restaurant, your new favorite spot for home-style breakfast and friendly faces. We're locally owned and operated with a team that brings you years of experience to every plate. Whether you're craving fluffy pancakes, sizzling bacon, or a hot cup of coffee, we've got you covered. Come taste the difference at Judy's Family Restaurant. Call 234-360-3096 and follow us on Facebook for daily specials and updates. Judy's, where breakfast feels like home.
It's time for Purple Raider football. Catch every snap, every score, and every big moment all season long on AM 1310 WDPN. This year, it's even easier to follow the 13-time national champion Mount Union Purple Raiders. Listen live on AM 1310, the WDPN Facebook and X pages, and streaming on the Q92 YouTube channel. Sam Berkwin and Ryan Bevere are back in the booth, bringing you all the action. Don't miss a minute of Mount Union football on AM 1310 WDPN. You're listening to High School Football presented by Sarshone Auto Group on the Q92 Sports Network.
And welcome back to Memorial Stadium in North Canton as we get you ready for the matchup between the Camp McKinley Bulldogs and the North Canton Hoover Vikings. We're going to check in with some of the other broadcast teams in the area and do a live look in with them at their games. First, we are going to head to Northwest. Orville comes into town to take on the Northwest Indians. Let's check in with Mike Dixon.
It's week 7 here in Northeast Ohio, where the Orville Red Riders come to Canal Fulton to take on the Northwest Indians. I'm Mike Dixon, joined by Ryan Rowland, live from Northwest High School for this Pac-7 matchup. Orville rides into Northwest with a 4-2 record, 2-1 in the Pac-7. Orville is coming off a 33-51 loss to Canton South last week. QB Cameron Kraft, running back Parker Hostetler, and tight end Luke Kins were Orville's top offensive players in that matchup. Kraft had a 77% completion rate for 144 yards, 2 touchdowns, and 1 interception. Hostetler had 14 carries, 113 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Kinsler had 2 receptions for 14 yards. Orville had 350 total yards on offense. The 3-2 Indians come back home after a 13-10 loss to Lake. In a back-and-forth battle, Northwest got on the board first with a 15-yard touchdown run by Joey Medor, but the star running back left the game late in the second quarter. And Ben Shantz added 3 with a field goal in the fourth quarter. Northwest offense had 124 rushing yards on 26 attempts and 172 passing yards for 296 total yards. But the stat that really hurts and slowed down the Northwest offense was 13 penalties for 115 yards against them. The Pac-7 matchup is all set to kick off here at 7 p.m., where 4-2 Orville take on 3-2 Northwest in a Week 7 battle here on Q92 Sports Network, presented by Sarshone Auto Group.
Thanks, Mike. Next, we are going to head to Fairless. Matt Corrali has the call between Akron, Manchester, and the Fairless Falcons. Let's check in with Matt Corrali.
The 2025 high school football season can be summed up with 2 words here in the area: a grind. The Federal League and Eastern Buckeye Conference have teams jumbled at the top of the standings vying for the title. But don't forget about the Pac-7 as well. That's been the case in the conference through the first 6 weeks, and we have a great battle between 2 conference foes tonight on hand. The Fairless Falcons are 500 through the first 6 games, with the last 5 of them being on the road. A.J. Sarbaugh's team is off a 41-14 loss at the hands of the Titans of Triway, and conference play hasn't been that kind to the Sons of Navarre so far. They're 0-2 and have allowed 89 combined points in those games after allowing just 27 in the first 4. But Coach Sarbaugh said back in the summer that all they need is a chance after that 5-game road trip in order to take the Pac-7 title. They have it, but tonight is a must-win for their conference championship hopes, and it won't be easy by any means as they welcome in the Manchester Panthers, who are 5-1 and are led by Northwest transfer quarterback Tyler Pappas, who's thrown for just under 1,200 yards on the season with 16 touchdowns and just 4 picks. Combined with the return of a first-team All-Ohioan running back in Phil Parton, who's coming off a knee injury, and 3 players defensively who led the area in tackles for loss, things could be tough for the Falcons at home. You won't want to miss how it all goes down, as you can join Robert Coleman and I for all of the action with kickoff set for 7 o'clock. From Fred Broadweser Stadium in Navarre, Matt Corrali, the Q92 Sports Network.
Thanks, Matt. We're going to step away and take a break. When we come back, we've got more games to get to as part of our Score 7 here tonight. Fitch at Perry, Glen Oak at Green, Carrollton at Alliance, and our Q92 Game of the Week, Jackson at Lake. We'll get to those and more when we come back. It's counting down to kickoff between the McKinley Bulldogs and the Hoover Vikings from Memorial Stadium in North Canton. This is high school football presented by the Sarshone Auto Group on Q92radiosports.com.
Are you looking to add beauty, privacy, and year-round greenery to your property? Smith Evergreen Nursery is a family-owned local grower of premium evergreens, perfect for privacy screens, windbreaks, and stunning landscaping. They grow what they sell, so you get healthy, long-lasting trees straight from the source. Call 330-575-2479, visit SmithEvergreen.com, or find Smith Evergreen Nursery on Facebook. Smith Evergreen Nursery, farm to yard.
Dreaming of your next getaway? Lisa's Dream Getaways Travel Agency is a locally woman-owned travel agency helping you see the world. Lisa books any and all types of travel, honeymoons, all-inclusive, cruises, Disney, along with bachelor and bachelorette trips and destination weddings with low deposit, and you set your monthly payments. Mention Q92 to get $50 on board cruise, credit, cabin, or $150 off your non-canceled vacation or honeymoon. Call 330-428-0610. Lisa's Dream Getaways Travel Agency. If you don't go, you won't know.
When it comes to sports, Sam Berkwin brings the heat. Catch the Sam Berkwin Show weekdays from 3 to 6 p.m. on AM 1310 WDPN and streaming live on the WDPN Facebook and X pages, plus the Q92 YouTube channel. From the Browns to the Buckeyes, the Guardians, Cavs, and your local high school teams, if it's making headlines in the sports world, Sam is talking about it. It's the local sports talk you want. The Sam Berkwin Show, weekday afternoons on AM 1310 WDPN.
This is head coach Brian Baum from the North Canton Hoover Vikings football team. You're listening to high school football on the Q92 Sports Network.
And we're back at Memorial Stadium as we get ready for kickoff between the McKinley Bulldogs and the Hoover Vikings. First, we got some more games to get to in the area as part of our Score 7 on the Q92 Sports Network. We're going to send it to Perry as the Fitch Falcons comes into town to take on the Perry Panthers. Jay Wilhelm has the call. Let's check in with Jay.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Week 7 of the 2025 Ohio High School football season on the Q92 Sports Network, brought to you by the Sarshone Auto Group. I'm Jay Wilhelm, live inside Wakefield Stadium in Perry Township, as the Perry Panthers play host to the Austintown Fitch Falcons. This game has the potential to be a big one. Fitch comes in on a 4-game winning streak. After dropping their season opener to Hudson, they now sit at 4-1 and are looking to extend that streak as they start positioning themselves for a playoff run. The Perry Panthers enter tonight having lost 2 of their last 3, but defeated Jackson over at Robert Fife Stadium last week in a tough-fought Federal League matchup by a final of 21-19. The Panthers are now 4-2, 1-2 in conference play. Perry is having a very good season thus far under first-year head coach Spencer Leno. Coach Leno has brought a rejuvenation to this program, and it has showed, as even during losses, the opponents have had to work hard to win. They'll look to continue their winning ways here tonight as they are back in front of their home crowd. You can catch the game on Q92radiosports.com as myself and my broadcast partner, Mike Voorhees, will have the call here tonight. Kickoff is currently scheduled for 7 p.m. Panthers, Falcons, live from Wakefield Stadium in Perry. I'm Jay Wilhelm, Q92 Sports Network.
Thanks, Jay. Oh, that was loud. That was hot. That came in hot. Sorry about that, folks. Thanks, Jay. Next, we're going to head to Green, where the Glen Oak Golden Eagles are set to take on the Green Bulldogs. Christian Bigglesworth has the call. Let's check in with Christian.
We're live out here at Green Memorial Stadium in Uniontown, where tonight a battle of 1 and 5 teams will take place as the Glen Oak Eagles take on the Green Bulldogs. The Glen Oak Eagles come into tonight's game on a 3-game losing streak, dropping their first 3 Federal League matchups to Lake, Hoover, and Canton McKinley, who have a combined record of 17-1. Glen Oak's been led on the ground this season by their running back Jevion McClendon, who's rushed for almost 500 yards on 78 carries and 3 touchdowns, and quarterback Evan Chrissy, who's thrown for 477 yards with 4 touchdowns this year, but unfortunately 7 interceptions. Glen Oak gave Hoover all they could handle at home last week, losing 28-21. As for the Green Bulldogs, they're also on a 3-game losing streak and have also lost to Hoover, Jackson, and McKinley. They're, of course, led by their quarterback Tyson Hunka, who's thrown for over 1,000 yards already this season with 8 touchdowns to only 3 interceptions. He's also rushed for 486 yards, with Evan Reed running for 753 and Anthony McMichael III also rushing for 567 yards so far this season. Both teams want to establish the run tonight if they're going to get the victory. It's a Federal League rivalry matchup tonight as Glen Oak takes on Green. And you can hear it all right here on the Q92 Sports Network, Q92radiosports.com, and the Q92 YouTube page. From Green High School, I'm Christian Bigglesworth for Q92 Sports.
Thanks, Christian. We're going to step away one last time before kickoff, and then when we come back, we'll preview the last 2 games, the AM 1310 WDPN game and the Q92 game of the week when we come back. It's high school football presented by the Sarshone Auto Group on Q92radiosports.com.
From the daily driver, a heavy hauler, to a high-end auto investment, the Sarshone Auto Group is one of Northeast Ohio's leaders. With 6 locations, Sarshone Ford in Alliance and Randolph, Sarshone Chevrolet in Randolph and Garrettsville, Sarshone Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Dalton, and the Sarshone Auto Gallery in North Canton. The Sarshone Auto Group. Find out more at sarshone.com. An official partner of the Cleveland Browns.
Missed the big game? Don't worry, Q92 has you covered. Check out our SoundCloud page where you can relive every exciting moment. From high school football, basketball, baseball, and softball to Mount Union football and basketball, we've got it all. That's every broadcast from this season, and even classics going all the way back to 2016. Follow Q92 Radio on SoundCloud and never miss a play, a call, or the thrill of the game. Q92 Radio on SoundCloud, your home for every game, every season.
Peace of mind. It's one of the most important benefits that we can offer at Friends and Family Credit Union. Welcome to Family Secure Checking. It offers unrivaled security to protect your everyday finances and purchases, as well as comprehensive identity theft protection and reimbursement coverage, credit file monitoring, benefits for travel, shopping rewards, and cell phone protection that includes repair or replacement for up to 4 phones on your cell phone plan. It's time to bring a friend into the family.
This is head coach Renzi Parnell from the Canton McKinley Bulldogs. You're listening to high school football on the Q92 Sports Network.
And welcome back to Memorial Stadium as we get ready for kickoff. We're about 13 minutes away from kickoff here between McKinley and Hoover. We got some more games to preview here. First, we are going to send it to Karis Stadium in Alliance. The University of Mount Union as the Aviators host the Carrollton Warriors. Sam Berkwin with the call. Let's check in with Sammy.
Tonight here at Karis Stadium at the campus of the University of Mount Union, high school football between the Alliance Aviators and the Carrollton Warriors. Carrollton comes in 3-3 overall, 1-0 in the EBC. Meanwhile, the high-flying Alliance Aviators, 5-1 on the season. They come in with a record of 1-0 in Eastern Buckeye Conference play. Alliance offense has been on fire all season long. In their wins, they've scored 25, 46, 26, 42, and 49. Their only loss of the year came to Louisville back on September the 29th as the Leopards got them at home in a game that was 30-13. The Warriors come in with a pretty good running attack, and by the way, the Carrollton Warriors have knocked off Alliance the last 2 seasons. Speaking of that running game, it's Levi Kiko. He has rushed for 630 yards and 5 touchdowns this year for Carrollton. Meanwhile, we all know about J.R. Jackson. Offense, defense, kicking game, punting game, special teams. He does it all. He is one of the top players in all of Stark County football. Should be a great ball game tonight. The weather is going to be outstanding, and the facility is just as good. Join myself and Caleb Norick for the play-by-play tonight. The kickoff at 7 o'clock from Caris Stadium here in Alliance as the Aviators take on the visiting Warriors of Carrollton. I'm Sam Berkwin for AM 1310 WDPN and the Q92 Sports Network.
Thank you, Sam. Also tonight, we are live on TikTok. We're giving this a go. Q92, let me see. What is it? Q92 Radio Canton on TikTok. There we go. My buddy Brian is sitting there watching. Hi, Brian. Also, check out my hat. Big shout out to my boy Brian. Hooked me up with a hat.
Love it.
From South Carolina.
Nice.
So Mad Parks Designs hooking me up with some free swag. All right, we got one more game. It's the Q92 Game of the Week. Jackson at Lake. Let's check in with Clint Scroggs from Blue Streak Stadium.
3-3 Jackson visits 6-0 Lake in a must-win game for the Polar Bears. Jackson coming off a 21-19 home loss to Perry, in which it lost 3 interceptions, missed a field goal, and gave up 225 yards rushing. Junior quarterback Carter Mulman replaced the injured Lucas Eckerman and threw for 129 yards. Eckerman will miss this week's game with a concussion suffered against the Panthers. Jackson twice was down by 2 scores and rallied to get within 2 points. The second time came with 5:19 left. Perry held the ball the rest of the way. Senior running back Corey Jacobs had more than 100 yards rushing in each of his 4 starts and has scored 9 touchdowns since moving from receiver for the injured Chase Maurer. D lineman Reese Myers leads the team with 64 tackles. Lake was also uneven in last week's 13-10 win over Division IV Northwest. The Blue Streaks had 13 penalties in the win, which was highlighted offensively by wide receiver Zach Novak's 130 total yards and 2 touchdowns. He caught 2 passes for 80 yards and ran 6 times for 50. Quarterback Alex Squire was 8 of 15 for 137 yards and a score. The winning drive in the fourth quarter started with 10 minutes left, featured a 4th and 2 conversion at midfield, benefited from a 4th down interference call, and ended with Novak's 25-yard run. A later TD was erased by penalty. Davis Matson, the leading rusher for the Blue Streaks, he had 81 yards on 23 carries last week. Jackson's 24-14 win last season gave the Polar Bears a 19-18 lead in the all-time series. Huge playoff implications tonight as Lake hosts Jackson. I'm Clint Scroggs for the Q92 Sports Network.
Thank you, Clint. All right, here we go. Let's get ready for tonight's broadcast of McKinley and Hoover. Let's talk about this game a little bit. A big thing for the Hoover Vikings today. Senior quarterback John Collins is expected to be back after missing almost 2 weeks with an ankle injury. Jack Andes did a great job filling in. He got Hoover 2 additional wins, rushed for 103 yards in the first week that Collins was out, and then 260 last week as the quarterback. Not a traditional quarterback, more Wildcat stuff, but still, he did what he needed to. But that's a huge thing against McKinley tonight to have Andes back out on the outside in his normal position.
That's so huge. I mean, one, to have QB1 back, but also to have your playmaker now to be able to move around the formations, create mismatches, get him the ball in the slot, at wide out, at running back if need be. So, I mean, it's very, very big to get Collins back this week for Hoover.
Yeah, he leads Hoover 17 receptions for 303 yards and 6 touchdowns on the season. That's just receiving. He has scored 12 total touchdowns on the year. So a crucial part having Andes back out in his normal position. Going up against the McKinley offense, led by Kylan West, the leading rusher in Stark County, 730 yards. Boy, he's so dynamic. He's so quick. We've seen him a couple times. We have not seen Collins and Andes from Hoover, but we have seen McKinley, and we know what Kylan West brings to the table.
Yeah, to be a young running back, to see what he can do, his vision, his patience, his slow to go, and then once he gets to that hole, he sprints through that hole, and if he gets to the second or third level, he's gone. We've seen it 2 other times this season. If he gets in the secondary, you're not going to catch him. So with McKinley's left tackle being out this week, that could be huge for that McKinley run game. We'll see if they can compensate for that. But he hasn't seen a defense like this yet. And Hoover's offense hasn't seen a defense like McKinley's yet. So we talked about the offensive guys, but I think this game is going to be about defense.
Yeah, leading Stark County in tackles for loss, Hoover senior linebacker Carter Lukens. He's got 14 tackles for loss on the season. Hoover is the highest scoring team in the county, 222 points on the season, but McKinley's defense is only allowing 8.3 points per game in these last 4 games. First week, it is what it is.
Right.
The last 4 games, you've really seen McKinley start to get into their own, start to play their style of football. And I think for them, it does start defensively. And they have done an amazing job. They against Glen Oak 3 weeks ago, and then against Green last week, holding both those offenses to under 100 yards of total offense. Is very impressive.
Very impressive. That defense led up front by the sack master, number 44, Colin Hinkle. That defensive line does a great job of getting penetration. Those linebackers are lights out, running to the ball. Antonio Stevens and Isaac Brooks. I mean, we saw those guys coming downhill against Perry, and they were coming down with bad intentions. And that secondary is lights out, too, with Shad Davis at safety. He plays with his hair on fire. So very, very good McKinley defense. This is going to be a great matchup and Hoover's biggest test so far this season.
And Coach Hall, you had a chance to speak to both head coaches before tonight's game. Let's start with the visiting Renzi Parnell from the McKinley Bulldogs.
Antonio Hall in the Q92 pregame show. This coach's interview is being brought to you by Fedora Football. Fedora Football is the football world's lifestyle brand. Visit fedora.football. Here with Coach Parnell, head coach of the Canton McKinley Bulldogs. Coach, great season so far, only 1 loss, undefeated in the league. What are some reasons why your team is in this position?
They've been getting better every week. Facing the challenges, learning from our mistakes, and then, building on the stuff that we do well.
Coach, tonight you're facing the undefeated Hoover team. What's it going to take to get a big win on the road tonight in the league?
Yeah, it's going to be tough, man. We're on the road up against a very good team, very well-coached team. A lot of athletes on that side of the ball, so we got to play 4 quarters of good football.
Coach, good luck tonight. Go get them.
Thanks. Go Pups.
All right. We also had a chance to speak to Coach Brian Baum of the North Canton Hoover Vikings. Let's hear what he had to say before tonight's matchup with McKinley.
Antonio Hall for the Q92 pregame show. This interview is being brought to you by Fedora Football. Fedora Football is the football world's lifestyle brand. Visit fedora.football. Here with head coach, Coach Baum of the Hoover Vikings. Congrats on the great run so far. Coach, tell us some of the reasons why you're sitting at 6-0.
We've been getting after defensively. I really like what our linebackers and DBs have been doing. I keep telling people we rotate a lot of D linemen, that they're being disruptive. So defensively, we're able to hold teams back. And offensively, we've had a lot of guys step up. We had John Collins in the passing game going to Jack Andes, Byers, and those guys. And then as of late, we've really leaned on Jack Andes heavy, running the ball out of the quarterback position. We get John back, and we have Jack. So I'm really interested to see how we do blending all that together tonight.
Good deal, Coach. Tonight you're facing a very tough McKinley team. What will it take to get it done tonight and stay undefeated on the season and in the league?
We got to stop the run. We got to win the battle of trenches on both sides of the ball, and we've got to cause turnovers. Winning that turnover battle is going to be everything for us tonight.
Coach, thank you for your time. Good luck tonight.
Thanks, Coach.
That was Coach Brian Baum of the North Canton Hoover Vikings. And coming into tonight's game, McKinley has won 3 straight. And they have won 15 of the last 16 matchups against Hoover. And the Bulldogs lead the all-time series 25-6. So if some things are to keep going, you've got Hoover trying to stay undefeated, not just in the Federal League, but overall. Mm-hmm. But they're also trying to break this streak that the McKinley Bulldogs have had going on. So a lot of storylines, a lot of action getting into tonight's game.
A lot of action. There's so many weapons on this field on both sides of the ball. McKinley, they have a trident of offense with Kylan West at running back. Then you have DJ Britt and Darius Hill on the edges. Both of those guys can score at any given moment. On the offensive side, we talked about Collins coming back. He's a tall drink of water. He looks like one of those 6'6" quarterbacks that Jackson always seems to have. But just watch him in warm-ups. He's very smooth. He has just a cool confidence about him. He's coming back off an ankle injury. Jack Andrews talked about him already. Lamline, we'll figure out exactly how to pronounce it here as the game progresses. But he's been doing a great job at running back, averaging about 90 yards a game. So a lot of weapons. But like I said before, it's going to come down to defense tonight.
Defense wins championships, and defense keeps you undefeated in the Federal League.
Yes, it does.
And we'll find out all that and more coming up as we get ready for tonight's national anthem. We're going to keep it here and hand it down to the Hoover Marching Band for tonight's national anthem. And a little assist from the lady standing in front of our crowd mic here at Hoover City.
Mic'd up. We have the McKinley crowd mic'd up. They didn't even know it.
Sorry. She did great.
She did phenomenal.
She was fantastic. All right, here we go. The McKinley Bulldogs, they are going to be in the black pants with the black, red, and white stripes down the side. They've got the white jerseys with the red numbers outlined in black, and they've got the black helmet with the white and red stripe going down the middle of it with the pup on the side. Hoover, they are wearing the all blacks, black pants, and the black tops with the white and orange stripes down the legs and on the shoulders, the white numbers outlined in orange, and the orange helmets as we are moments away from kickoff here at Memorial Stadium in North Canton. Trying to get organized. There we go. All right, Hoover will be kicking off, so McKinley will have the ball first. We are on the visitor side here at Memorial Stadium, and Hoover will be moving from our left to right. McKinley will be moving from right to left.
It's a packed house tonight in North Canton, folks. People everywhere. That's what you want to see on a Friday night. It's a perfect night. The sun is just setting. Temperature's perfect. Let's get to some football.
Thank God the sun is setting.
I know. That was brutal, wasn't it?
It gets super, super hot in this press box because the sun sets behind the home side, and it just beats on you right until about kickoff. So here we are back deep for the McKinley Bulldogs. Darius Hill, we've seen him be explosive all season long. Any second he gets a crease, he's gone. So it'll be good for Hoover to have good coverage on all these kickoffs.
Yeah, but I still wouldn't kick it to him.
I wouldn't either. Let's see. On to kick for Hoover. Joey Rittinger, and he will squib this one, but Hill takes it at the 10. Across the 15-20, bends it out to the left, and will be brought down by a host of Hoover Vikings, and McKinley will start off first and 10. I believe they marked him at the 22-yard line.
Oh, it was great kickoff coverage that time by the Hoover kickoff team. They had about 4 guys in his face once Hill got to the 20-yard line, and they did not let up. So McKinley's going to start right about the 22-yard line. Let's see what the Pups come out and do this first series.
And they're led out onto the field by 5'11", 180-pound senior quarterback Trent Hayden. And he will go under center. Kylan West, the 5'9", 170-pound sophomore, lines up behind him. McKinley sends 2 receivers to the left, single wide out, far side right. Hayden takes the snap from under center, play action. He will boot to his right. He's got pressure in his face. He reverses direction now, goes left, throws it downfield. It will be incomplete, but a penalty marker gets thrown. And let's see what I call it ineligible man downfield, and then pointed to McKinley or to Hoover's side. But that's not how that goes. So it will
Usually
be
not.
Ineligible man downfield on McKinley.
McKinley starting with wing in the backfield, heavy play action pass, try to get the defense to bite. The defense read it. The quarterback had to reverse pivot and come back to his left side, trying to get something downhill. But when you have those offensive linemen firing off the ball in play action, they're only going to stay at the line of scrimmage for so long, so you got to get that ball off.
Yeah, they expect it to be gone and that they can release, and if it doesn't, that's when you get into awkward situations.
Exactly. One of those timing things.
So second and
15?
Yeah. No, first and 15.
Yeah, first and 15.
There we go. First and 15 for McKinley. They break the huddle, send two receivers to the wide side of the field on the right, single wide out left. Hayden with West. Turn, hands it off to West, right up the middle. And he'll be stopped after a gain of maybe 2 or 3. Good job from the defensive front for Hoover, crashing down and not giving Kylan West some room.
Yeah, very good job by number 11. We talked about him in the pregame. Mr. Lukens, he does a great job coming downhill. Stark County's leading tackler. He showed why right there on that play.
So McKinley making a substitution, bringing in DJ Britt, who is another speedy, explosive receiver for the McKinley Bulldogs.
Long body, great hands. Great catch radius. DJ Britt's one of the best receivers in Stark County.
So second and 12 now for McKinley. Two receivers to the right, single wide out left, wing left as well. Hayden takes play action. Here comes pressure off the edge. He's got to get rid of it. He's running for his life. He can get around the corner, throws it downfield, and just airmails it over the heads of the receivers and the defenders. Good job not taking a loss there because a lot of pressure from Hoover's defense.
Yeah, Hayden continues to impress me with his pocket presence, with his escapability back there. That time again, they tried to run the same play action play they ran on the first play of the game, but same result. He got heavy pressure early. The left tackle, Logan Hayes, is not playing this game, and so far it's showing with McKinley up front.
And we're going to jump in the scoreboard already. Glen Oak 7, Green nothing. Javion McClendon, 73-yard rush for a touchdown. They have only been playing for 40 seconds in that ball game.
That's how you start fast.
And we know he's got speed as well, so he just
wheels.
needs to get some openings. And some miscommunication early on for McKinley as they're forced to take a timeout on a 3rd and 12, 10:53 left in the first quarter. No score here from Memorial Stadium. We will take a break. It's high school football presented by the Sarshone Auto Group on Q92radiosports.com.
RG Drag, Stark County's premier career center, offers programs that prepares its students at the high school level for careers and continued education beyond high school. Upon completion, RG Drag students have an immediate opportunity to obtain a well-paying job in many exciting career fields. We offer everything from culinary, dental assisting, engineering, sports turf and landscape, welding, and so much more. Contact RG Drag to find a program and career that's the perfect fit for you. RG Drag, where careers begin.
You're listening to High School Football presented by Sarshone Auto Group on the Q92 Sports Network.
Back at Memorial Stadium, 3rd and 12 for the McKinley Bulldogs as they are set up on their own 20-yard line. Hayden in the shotgun. West lines up behind him. Turn, play action, throw it out into the flat. He's got a receiver open across the 20. 25-30, gets out of bounds after picking up the first down. I believe that was number 0, Elijah Finn, the 5'6", 125-pound senior who picks up the first down and moves the chains for the Pups.
That time a little play action by the Pups. Great job selling it. They were able to get to Elijah Finn on the right side, on the wide side of the field. He got enough for the first down. McKinley moves the chains.
Also, that last time out was brought to you by Friends and Family Credit Union. It's time to bring a friend into the family. 1st and 10 for McKinley on the 32-yard line. 10:45 left in the first quarter. They're set up on the right hash, and they send two receivers to the short side. Single wide out to the left. That's Darius Hill. Hayden in the shotgun, lined up to his right is West. They hand it off to West, and he gets stood up after a gain of 3 on the carry. So it looks like Hoover is going to be like, if you're going to beat us, you're going to beat us through the air. We are not letting Kylan West get free.
And that's what you have to do to a team like McKinley, who can do a great job effectively in the pass and run. You have to try to make them one-dimensional. If you're going to take away the run, you got to beat us with the pass. Take away the pass, you got to beat us with the run. it looks like Hoover's committing to make McKinley beat him through the air so far in this game.
And every time McKinley's dropped back to pass, they've had great pressure from Hoover's defense as well. So Hoover's pinning the ears back, and they're going full gear right here as we bring up 2nd and 8 on the 34-yard line. 2 receivers to the wide side now, and they turn. Play action. Hayden's rolling out to his right. He's got a receiver open in the flat, and it's dropped. Wide open was Legacy Lee, the tight end, who just leaked out into the right flat and dropped the pass. Sets up another 3rd and long for McKinley.
Great boot action sell by McKinley to the right side, to the Hoover sideline. Legacy Lee, young sophomore tight end, about 6'5", usually has pretty good hands, but that time dropped it. Now McKinley's in the 3rd and about 8 position. Let's see what Hoover can do on defense to try to get him off the field.
Yeah, 3rd and 8 at the 34-yard line. Ball still on the right side of the field. And they send 2 receivers to the short side. That's DJ Britt and Elijah Finn. Darius Hill by himself on the left. Kylan West behind Trenton. They look, throw this one out into the flat, and that is caught. And it'll be close to the line of gain for the first down. I think they're going to mark him just short. That was Darius Hill with the reception, and it will be a 4th and 1 at the 40-and-a-half-yard line.
Great job by the quarterback on the right hash, throwing it to the far side of the field on the out route, and Hill was able to track the ball, catch it, and get almost enough for the line to gain. Now 4th and 1.5. Big play already in this game for McKinley's offense.
And they bring in the bruiser at running back, Shad Davis, 5'10", 180 pounds. And we've seen McKinley do this a couple times where the quarterback takes a step back, and he's really good at that. And a great punt takes a great McKinley roll, and that will roll all the way down inside the 10-yard line and will be down to just at the 5-yard line. So a great job from the quarterback, Trent Hayden, who does that quick kick, and he does it to perfection.
McKinley didn't score that opening drive, but they did a great job flipping the field. And that's what you want to do as an offense. If you can't score, you want to make it difficult for the other offense to score. Now Hoover has to start at their own 5-yard line against this very tough McKinley defense.
So John Collins, the senior quarterback, is coming back after missing almost 2 complete games with an injury, and he will be back under center. And that gives Jack Andes an opportunity to head back out onto his normal position at receiver. And they're going to spread things out. 2 receivers to the left, 2 to the right. Collins in the shotgun. And now he'll take his running back and kick him out to the left as well. And they'll throw a little swing route to him, caught across the 10-yard line. That's Lamline. Michael Lamline with the reception. And that's a nice way to get out of the shadow of your own end zone and pick up the first down on the reception.
Yeah, great scheme. You motion the empty formation. No one picks up the running back on the swing pass. You get a big chunk on first down. Now you have some breathing room with your Hoover's offense.
So Collins in the shotgun, Lamline lined up to his left. They've got 2 receivers to the left, 2 to the right. Back to pass is Collins. Here comes pressure. He's got to get rid of it. Caught by Akins at the 20. He's across the 25 down to the 29-yard line. Jack Andes just running a little drag route and picking up another first down for Hoover.
Yep, Hoover's going no huddle, get to the line of scrimmage, getting lined up so they can see what McKinley's doing on defense, make checks if they need to. Now they're getting set in the trips formation to the right.
Trips to the right for Hoover. Empty backfield. Collins by himself. 2 receivers to the short side left. Collins back to pass. He's going to step up. Throws on the run and overthrows his intended receiver. He was looking for Bryson Byer. Not able to bring that one in. Sets up a 2nd down and 10 for the Vikings.
Yeah, that time Collins had a decent amount of time before the pocket started to collapse. Tried to run up to the line of scrimmage, keep the play going, try to air it out on a deep streak down the middle of the field, but good job by McKinley's defense staying home.
8:30 left in the first quarter. No score from Memorial Stadium in North Canton. Hoover with the football. Here comes pressure off the edge as they hand this one off, and McKinley snuffed that one out very, very quickly and immediately bring down Lamline.
That time McKinley ran a double-edge pressure, bringing guys on both edges, and they were able to get enough penetration, get down the line of scrimmage, and hit Lamline before he was able to get back to the line of scrimmage, putting Hoover in a big 3rd and long position right now.
And they're going to mark it 3rd and 11 at the 29-yard line. Empty backfield for Hoover. 3 receivers to the wide side right, 2 to the short left. Collins back to pass. He launches this one deep down the middle of the field, and it's caught by Andes. Across the 40, 30, still on his feet. 5, touchdown Hoover! A 71-yard touchdown pass from John Collins to Jack Andes, and Hoover strikes first.
People have been telling me all season about Andy's speed. You saw it firsthand right there. McKinley was caught in the zero coverage. They were man-to-man across the board. No safety was back. And he was able to get enough separation in the middle of the field to catch a ball over his shoulder and outran the defensive back for about 30 yards. Wow. That was impressive.
On 3rd and 11, Hoover goes big, and they get on the board first. On to attempt the PAT for the Vikings is number... Can't see that number. I'll tell you here in a second, folks. Is it 37?
It's a 7. I can't tell.
We'll find out here in a second as they line up for the extra point. Snap back and a whistle blown and false start on Hoover.
On that right side of the line.
That is David Wadley, the kicker for the Vikings. So that's going to push him back 5 yards. And we've seen kicking play huge roles in football games this year.
Yes, we have.
And McKinley has a really, really good kicker.
Thomas Mankowski.
There it is.
Who also won the Stark County Championships in golf last week.
He's just doing it all.
He is the man.
So Wadley on to attempt the PAT. Snap back, hold down, kick is up. Boy, that was a great kick from him as well. And Hoover leads the McKinley Bulldogs 7-0. 7:45 remaining in the first quarter. We will step away and take a break. More first quarter action when we come back. It's high school football presented by the Sarshone Auto Group on Q92radiosports.com.
Lily Field Lane Flowers and Gifts, located at 2830 Cleveland Avenue South, is your go-to florist for every occasion. Homecoming, prom, weddings, birthdays, anniversaries, and memorials. Stop in and take a look at our unique gifts and beautiful custom floral arrangements. We deliver in the Stark County area. Give us a call today at 330-754-6998 and mention Q92 to receive a 20% discount.
This is head coach Brian Baum from the North Canton Hoover Vikings football team. You're listening to high school football on the Q92 Sports Network.
And welcome back to Memorial Stadium in North Canton. The Hoover Vikings take their opening drive and move down the length of the field, capped off by a 71-yard touchdown reception from Jack Andes, and Hoover has the lead. McKinley set to return. Back deep for the Vikings is Darius Hill.
How about that ball by Collins?
I was dropping the bucket.
I mean, in the bucket, man.
And he stepped up in the pocket because
Yep.
he had some pressure coming from the backside, and boy, he just let that thing fly.
Pocket presence. I mean, he delivered that ball. It was beautiful.
And the run up and the kick. This one will be fielded at the 3-yard line by Hill. He's going to move over to the left hash, breaks a tackle across the 20, and he had room, but probably a touchdown-saving tackle from Carter Lukens coming in and making the tackle on Hill, and that'll give McKinley the football 1st and 10 at the 25-yard line.
Lukens made a touchdown-saving ankle-swiping tackle right there. That was almost 6 for McKinley.
So the Pups start their second drive of the evening. 7:38 left in the first quarter.
McKinley still coming in that 2-by-1 formation with the wing in the backfield. This time he's lined up on the right side.
And shotgun for Hayden. West behind him. They turn, hand it off to West. He hits the hole with the head of steam. And he gets to the 30-yard line before he's even touched from anyone from Hoover. So that was a great head first heavy run from Kylan West.
Great job by the right side of that offense, McKinley's offensive line. And the up back or the H-back was able to get up on the front side linebacker, ISO him. Great first down run. Now you're second and medium. Now McKinley has a little bit of breathing room to try to get this first down.
Yeah, it opens up your playbook a little bit now.
Mm-hmm. Same formation for McKinley.
Two receivers to the wide side right, single wide out left, wing right. West to the right of Hayden. He's going to turn, throw this one out into the flat, and that is caught. A contested catch from Darius Hill, and I didn't see the defender who came up and made the tackle. I thought if the defender went for the ball, could have had a pick six there.
Very, very well could have. Again, McKinley runs a play action pass. This time it was counter action. The linebackers bid up. He was able to hit Hill on the quick out to our sideline, and Hill almost gets his first down. Now it's a 3rd and short. Let's see what McKinley does on this down.
So they're going to have a wing on each side. Wing on the right, wing on the left, wide out right, wide out left. Hayden in the shotgun. West lines up behind him. Turn, just hand it off to West. He's got room across the 35. Another ankle tackle on Kylan West. He gets to the 40-yard line and moves the chains for the McKinley Bulldogs.
Big hole on that left side of the line that time. McKinley's left guard was able to get up on that linebacker and seal him, creating a huge hole. Kylan found it, was able to get a first down for the Pups.
Got some more scores coming in. Jackson 3, Lake nothing. Alliance 7, Carrollton 7, and Green on the board as well. Glen Oak 7, Green 7. 7-0 for the Hoover Vikings here as McKinley hands it off to West. West gets back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it on that carry. The Hoover defense coming up, making the stop.
That time McKinley tried to run a power action to their right, but Hoover's defense was blitzing the edge linebacker, the outside linebacker to our left, so he ran right into the play, was able to blow it up for a minimal gain or a small loss to create a 2nd and long for McKinley.
They break the huddle on the left hash, send a receiver to the right. They've got Hayden going under center. 2 wings in the game as well for McKinley. West stands at his 33. Play action to him. They throw and just lob this one deep. And that's going to be a penalty on number 7, Teelan Ledwell for Hoover. And if not, that was Darius Hill going to the house.
He had to. You had to grab because Darius was streaking down the field. He would have caught that and scored a touchdown easily.
I actually think that was that Britt? Yeah, it was. That was DJ Britt.
Okay.
Either way, both the receivers are very speedy for McKinley. So that will be a pass interference and move McKinley across midfield to the Hoover 45-yard line. So first down for McKinley. Ball on the left hash, 4:59 remaining in the first quarter. Hoover leads 7-0 over the McKinley Bulldogs.
McKinley's finding some rhythm right now on offense.
2 receivers to the short side left, single to the right. Hayden in the shotgun, West behind him. Wing on the left-hand side. They turn, hand it off to West. West, big hole, runs a defender over. A gain of 9 on the carry and sets up a 2nd and 1. Kylan West, the county's leading rusher, starting to get a little momentum.
Yep, McKinley's running their good old-fashioned power. That time they ran power left, picked out the defensive end with the up back, pulled that backside guard on the front side linebacker. Both guys executed their block, and Kylan was able to hit that hole. McKinley huddling up, slowing it down a little bit.
2nd and 2 at the 37-yard line of the Hoover Vikings. 4:20 left in the first quarter. They go 2 receivers short side left, single to the wide right. Hayden directing traffic, moving the wing to the right. And their turn, handed off to West over the left edge. And he will pick up the first down. 4 yards on the carry till he's brought down. And it'll be a first down for McKinley.
Man, McKinley's offensive line is doing a great job this drive, getting a hat on the hat, keeping their feet driving. Hoover is trying to make arm tackles with Kylan West, and we saw before you could not tackle that kid with arm tackles. You got to get a body on the body to bring him down.
1st and 10 at the Hoover 34. They go 2 wings in the game as well. Hayden in the shotgun. West behind him in the pistol. Turn, hand it off over the left-hand side. West, boy, he is just getting a head full of steam.
That was Brooks that time.
Oh, that was Brooks. So Isaac Brooks, the 5'10", 200-pound senior, is, it goes to show you, though, that when you've got 2 running backs like Kylan West and Brooks, then you can interchange them like that and not even know the difference.
Right. I mean, we talked about some teams having 2- and 3-headed monsters this year. McKinley has a 4-headed monster at running back.
Yeah, we have it. Shad Davis is kind of their bruiser, their big heavy back. But let's see what they do here on 2nd and 2. Hayden in the shotgun. Turns. Play action now. He's going to roll out to his right. He's got pressure. Throws it, and another drop. That was intended for Legacy Lee. That's his second drop of the game, and it'll set up a 3rd and short for McKinley.
And he had room. That was a great time. Legacy Lee selling like he was going to stay at the line of scrimmage and block that in guy on Hoover's defense. He released late. Nobody was covering him. If he catches it, he gets a big gain. But unfortunately, he dropped it.
So a big 3rd and 2 from the Hoover 26-yard line. 2:56 left in the first quarter. Kylan West back in the game at tailback. Both DJ Britt and Darius Hill spread out to the right side on the wide side of the field. Tight and wing left for McKinley. They take, turn, hand, West, and he's got room. Picks up the first down across the 20 to the 19, and the McKinley Bulldogs are inside the RG Drag red zone.
They just continue to be methodical, come off the ball, get a hat on the hat, and they're gashing this Hoover defense up front this drive. Great job by McKinley.
So they are going to spot that just ahead of the 20-yard line. 2:35 left in the first quarter. Hoover 7, McKinley nothing. McKinley trying to knot it back up. Sends Britt and Hill to the left, wing and tight to the right. And they turn, hand it off to West over the right-hand side. Breaks a tackle all the way down to the 5-yard line. Kylan West is just knifing through that defensive front for the Hoover Vikings.
And he's so patient, but once he sees the hole, he is so fast through it that he's already on the linebacker before the defense realizes where he's at.
McKinley going hurry up here. Turn, hand off to West. This time he's hitting the backfield and will be tackled for a loss. That was Carter Lukens, who is leading Stark County in tackles for loss with 14. Now makes it 15, and it'll be 2nd down and 5 for the McKinley Bulldogs.
Carter Lukens blitzed through that hole that the left guard left when he was pulling to his right. The linebacker was able to just sniff it out. He was on his heels. Once he was able to pull down the line of scrimmage, he came right off his heels and made that play in the backfield for a huge loss for that Hoover's defense.
So 1:35 left in the first quarter. McKinley sends 2 receivers. That's Britton Hill to the far side right. 2nd and goal from the 7. They turn, hand it off to West. He's trying to break a tackle, and a defender from Hoover was holding on for dear life, able to stop him from picking up any yardage. Might have got back to the line of scrimmage.
Great penetration by that Hoover defense that time. They were in the backfield, 2 guys. One guy was in the A gap, one guy was in the B gap. They got back there at the snap of the ball. Running back had nowhere to go.
So they gave him a gain of 1, and that was David Tully with the tackle for Hoover. So now it's 3rd and goal from the 6-yard line. And we've got 50 seconds left in the first quarter. In at tailback is Isaac Brooks for McKinley.
Go up top to Britt. Go up top to number 3.
And he's got one-on-one coverage at the far side right. 2 receivers to the left. They turn, miscommunication. Now they swing it out. I guess that wasn't a miscommunication. And Britt walks into the end zone for the touchdown. It kind of looked like a miscommunication, but I think it might have just been between Brooks and Hayden. They went to the wrong side on the play action, but it didn't matter because you got DJ Britt in space, and he takes it in for the score.
Yep, great pitch and catch. DJ Britt was able to navigate through the 2 defenders on his side, was able to find a crease, and was able to hit pay dirt. Good job by McKinley's offense. Very methodical on this drive, getting it done on the ground, and finally getting it done through the air to hit pay dirt.
And Mankowski in to attempt the extra point for the McKinley Bulldogs. It was a bad snap, but the holder able to get it down, and the kick is up, and it is good. 33 seconds remaining in the first quarter. We are all tied up at Memorial Stadium in North Canton. The McKinley Bulldogs 7, the Hoover Vikings 7. We will step away and take a break. It's high school football presented by the Sarshone Auto Group on Q92radiosports.com.
Start your day right at Judy's Family Restaurant, your new favorite spot for home-style breakfast and friendly faces. We're locally owned and operated with a team that brings you years of experience to every plate. Whether you're craving fluffy pancakes, sizzling bacon, or a hot cup of coffee, we've got you covered. Come taste the difference at Judy's Family Restaurant. Call 234-360-3096 and follow us on Facebook for daily specials and updates. Judy's, where breakfast feels like home.
This is head coach Renzi Parnell from the Canton McKinley Bulldogs. You're listening to high school football on the Q92 Sports Network.
And welcome back to Memorial Stadium in North Canton. We are all tied up at 7 between the Hoover Vikings and the McKinley Bulldogs. Hoover struck first on a 71-yard touchdown pass to Jack Andes. McKinley takes a nice methodical drive the length of the field and knots it all up at 7 with 33 seconds remaining in the first quarter.
Hoover needs to figure out how to stop that run game. That's what they need to do.
And that kickoff from Mankowski is going to go into the end zone and be a touchback. So Hoover will start 1st and 10 at the 20-yard line.
Great job by Thomas Mankowski on the kickoff. Very impressive seeing the McKinley kickoff team still run through the end zone, even though it's a touchback. Great job coaching. Great job, guys, on your effort. Let's see if Hoover's offense will come out here and answer after that long and very exhausting McKinley drive.
So they break the huddle and bring their offense back, led by senior John Collins. Hoover runs pretty much just a regular spread offense. They send 2 receivers to the right, 2 to the left. Lamline in the backfield. Now they spread him out to the left. Collins back to pass. He's looking, throws it on the slant route, caught by Andes. All the way out to the 29-yard line, and it will be 2nd and 1 for Hoover. They give it to him. They can't give it to him. It's a whole yard and a half short.
Some home cooking.
They tried. They did. So they will give him a gain of 9 on the reception. It will be 2nd and 1. They send 3 receivers to the wide side right, single wide out left, wing right. Collins by himself in the backfield. And we're going to have a whistle blow this one dead.
False start.
Oh, it's the end of the quarter.
Oh, there we go. Everyone's in suspense.
Yeah, right. So we're through one here in North Canton, and we are all tied up at 7. McKinley 7, Hoover 7. Second quarter action when we come back. It's high school football presented by the Sarshone Auto Group on Q92radiosports.com.
Are you looking to add beauty, privacy, and year-round greenery to your property? Smith Evergreen Nursery is a family-owned local grower of premium evergreens, perfect for privacy screens, windbreaks, and stunning landscaping. They grow what they sell, so you get healthy, long-lasting trees straight from the source. Call 330-575-2479, visit SmithEvergreen.com, or find Smith Evergreen Nursery on Facebook. Smith Evergreen Nursery, farm to yard.
You're listening to High School Football presented by Sarshone Auto Group on the Q92 Sports Network.
End of the first quarter here at Memorial Stadium. McKinley 7, Hoover 7. And Coach Antonio Hall, you got a score update for us?
Yes, I do. Orville gets a pick 6. They're up 14-0 on Northwest. And Jackson's leading undefeated Lake right now, 10-7 with 11:38 left in the second.
Wow.
I told people this could be the week Lake goes down. I called it.
And
a lot of football left, but I'm saying
there is a lot of football left. And we're just starting the second quarter here. Hoover is now moving from right to left across your radio or screen or however you're listening to us. Thank you. And Collins has got Andy's in the Wildcat, and he will immediately get snuffed out and stopped from McKinley coming up and making the tackle. That was that Robinson?
Yep. Robinson
coming up for McKinley and making the stop.
He had a great game the last time we called McKinley. He was all over the field. Hoover trying to run counter to the left side that time. McKinley sniffed it out. DeJuan Robinson came up from the safety position and smoked the running back.
So 3rd down and 4 for Hoover at the 26-yard line. Collins sends his tailback over into the right flat and a penalty marker. False start on Hoover, so that's going to push him back even further, and it's going to be 3rd and 9 now for the Vikings with 11:20 left in the second quarter.
You do not want to be in a 3rd and 9 against this McKinley's defense. They have great pass rushers. They're very long on the edge, and they have linebackers that know how to blitz. Brooks, one of the best linebackers that I've seen in high school football in a long time, so they can pin their ears back right here.
Here we go. 3rd and 9. They go empty backfield. 3 receivers to the wide side right, 2 to the short left, and the hard count gets McKinley to give them 5 yards right back as they jump off sides.
Well, darned if you do, darned if you don't. Now,
is that number 12? Can't see the looks like 12.
Yep, it looks like I think is that Dietrich Daniels.
Yeah. Yep, so here we go. We're back to 3rd and 4 now, and another whistle comes in, and McKinley is going to take a timeout. And this timeout brought to you by Friends and Family Credit Union. It's time to bring a friend into the family.
I'll tell you what, Hoover has had a lot of success so far going 2 by 2, 2 receivers on each side, and crossing the inside linebackers. Both times they ran that concept, they had guys running wide open, and Hoover was able to get big gains. We'll see if they come back to that concept with that scheme in this 3rd and medium.
Let's try to get some more scores for you. And a great atmosphere, packed house here at Memorial Stadium. There's standing room only around the fence. This is what I love about high school football. I love the good old standing room onlys.
The weather's starting to break. Games mean everything now every week. Federal League, 2 undefeated teams in the league. I mean, this is the atmosphere you love on Friday nights in Stark County.
And at halftime, coming up at halftime, we'll send it back to the studio, get some news from Jeff Mears. We'll bring it back here and get some stats and some highlights. And actually, I got the computer rankings. We'll talk about where some local teams currently sit in the state of Ohio. Collins back to pass. He's going to throw this off the hands of the defender, and that's going to fall incomplete. He was looking for Andes, and McKinley holds strong and brings up the 4th down.
McKinley read that bubble screen perfectly. The defensive back was able to jump the route. It surprised himself, I think, because the ball was right in his chest. Could have came away with the pick, maybe even a pick 6, but Hoover has to punt. Now McKinley's offense, who has a lot of momentum, is going to come back on the field, breathing fire.
And I believe that's Andes, who is the punter as well.
He does it all, folks.
It's so funny when you look at the roster. It says running back, wide receiver, DB, returner. You need to put a P on there and a QB on there as well.
Right.
And an end-over-end kick's going to go over the head of Shad Davis and get a good roll. You talked about McKinley switching the field position earlier. That's a great punt from Andes to pin McKinley back. They will start this drive at their own 13-yard line.
Yeah, great job flipping the field by Hoover that time. But that defense had better made some adjustments because McKinley's offensive line was getting to him pretty easily that drive, and Kylan West was making them pay.
So we got some scores coming in for you. Perry and Fitch knotted up at 0. Massillon 7. Cardinal Ritter nothing. Marlington 0. West Branch 35. The Warriors are on a roll. Already? Second quarter action there in Beloit. So McKinley with the ball. Hayden in at quarterback. West behind him. They're going to swing this one out into the left flat. Caught getting across the 15-yard line on the far side of the field and being brought down after a gain of looks like 5 or 6 on the reception.
I like that play by McKinley coming out this drive, throwing the easy pass. A little tunnel bubble screen out to wide receiver, knowing that Hoover's going to pack the box this drive because you just gashed him on the run. Now they have to play you honest on defense.
Hill and Elijah Finn to the far side left, and they're going to hand this one off to West. Across the 20, 25, almost breaking through, but being brought down by the shoestrings at the 27-yard line, but picking up the first down and moving the chains for McKinley.
Man, that kid is special. He's just a special talent. His senior year, look out, folks.
Yeah, he's only a sophomore.
Only a sophomore.
That's crazy.
He is special.
So 1st and 10 now at the McKinley 28-yard line. 9:45 left in the first half. Tied up at 7. Hoover 7, McKinley 7. McKinley moving from left to right. They will send DJ Britt to the right side by himself. And Darius Hill to the left. Hayden in the backfield, turns, hands it off to West. This time West brought down, and there is a penalty marker in the area of holding. We'll see what the official has to say. And it is holding against McKinley, so that'll be a 10-yard penalty and put them behind the chains on first down.
Didn't get a number. Hoover was able to bring both inside linebackers on that last play, and the offensive line really wasn't anticipating it because he was on them so fast. He just had to hold on for dear life to try to prevent the run through, but the ref was able to catch him. Now McKinley's in the first and long, I'm sorry.
So 1st and 20 at their own 18-yard line. 2 receivers to the left, single wide out to the right. West behind Hayden in the shotgun. He turns, play action. He's looking to the right side. He's looking for DJ Britt, and he brings it down at the 34-yard line, going up and high pointing that football. Great catch from Britt. Puts them in 2nd and short.
That's what makes Britt so special, is that he's so long, so athletic. His catch radius is huge. A normal wide receiver, that would have went over his head, would have been 3rd down. But DJ Britt, 2nd and long, but DJ Britt was able to go sky, bring it down, great hands, get the catch, and now you're in the 2nd and short.
2nd and 4th on the 34-yard line. Hayden in the shotgun. West to his right. 2 receivers to the short side right. Turn. Hand off to West over the left. Breaks the tackle across the 35 and is brought down right at the 40. They'll mark him at the 39-yard line, and that moves the chains. Another McKinley first down.
McKinley staying with their statement play. Power has been working all night, been working all season. If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Another score update. Jackson 17, Lake 7.
I'm not going to say anything.
8:46 left in the second quarter. Green 21, Glen Oak 14, 9:32 left in that half. And tied up at 7 here. Hayden takes the snap. Bad snap. Was able to get it down and get it to West. West takes a big hit at the end of that run. The safety came up, and West had his legs tied up. Hops right back up, but a gain of 4 for Kylan West.
Yep, positive yards. As long as McKinley stays ahead of the chains, this Hoover defense is going to have a long night.
So 2nd and 6 at the 43. 7 minutes left in the first half. They'll send Britt to the right side. Hill goes wide out left with Legacy Lee. Hayden takes it. Play action. Rolling out to his right. He's looking for Britt again on the comeback route. Again, catch on the sidelines. DJ Britt. Then he's pushed out of bounds by Carson Morris, but another first down for McKinley.
McKinley was able to hold the secondary with that play action pass. The offensive line did a great job giving the quarterback time after the fake. They were able to connect, pitch and catch with Britt. McKinley's offense continues to roll.
1st and 10 now, cross midfield at the Hoover 44. DJ Britt by himself on the right side. Darius Hill to the left. West behind Hayden in the pistol, and they turn, hand it off to West. This time he stood up at the line of scrimmage and will lose a yard on the carry. That was number 51 for the Hoover Vikings. David Tully making the stop.
Well, that doesn't happen too much.
No.
Kylan not getting at least to the line of scrimmage. McKinley does not get negative plays very often in this offense. So good job by Hoover on that first down. But there's so many weapons for this McKinley offense to choose from here on this second down.
And DJ Britt's by himself on the right-hand side. Darius Hill on the left. West behind Hayden. Play action. Hayden back to pass. He's letting this one fly. He's got a man open, and it's caught. Oh, he dropped it. DJ Britt dropped it at the 5-yard line. There is a penalty marker, and I think this might be pass interference away from the play. That was Darius Hill.
Well, Darius Hill ran into the defensive back who was trying to make a play on the ball.
And that defender for Hoover is down. Let's see what the official calls here.
Their feet got tangled up.
Pass interference, and they're calling that on Hill.
Yep. I mean, I hate to see it, but you can see how they call it because, you see Darius, he's running, he's not looking. He just runs right up the back of the defender when the defender was trying to make a play on the ball.
So that is a huge, just a big play in general. Britt had
touchdown,
3 steps on the defender and had it in the basket and just dropped it. And then the pass interference, that's going to push McKinley back even further now. It's going to be second down and 35, I believe.
No, second.
25.
25.
Yeah, added too many there.
But hey, with this McKinley offense, I still think it's very doable. I mean, the receivers have been open all night. Holes have been open all night. If McKinley can at least get half of this on this play, they still get a chance at the first down.
So the scoreboard says third down. The play marker on the sideline says second down.
I think it should be second down.
I believe it should be as well. So 2nd and 26 at the 40-yard line. And McKinley goes 2 receivers to the left, 2 to the right. West behind. Is that West? Yeah, behind Hayden. They're going to swing this into the flat for West. He catches it at the 35, cross the 40, 45, 50, cross midfield. So you get a big chunk of yards back. We'll see where they mark him. He was on the far sideline, and they say he stepped out of bounds at the 48-yard line. So now it will be third down and 3rd and 14 for McKinley. 5:41 left in the first half. All tied up at 7. Hoover 7, McKinley 7. And they go 2 receivers to the wide side right, 2 to the short left. West to the left, to the right of Hayden. They hand it off to West. West picks up 3 or 4, and it'll be 4th and 10. So he gets 4 on the carry. It'll be 4th and 10 now.
Go for it.
And McKinley bringing in Marquise Jackson and Chad Davis. And we'll see what they do here. 5:15 left in the half. 4th and 10 at the 44. They're going to keep the offense out on the field. We'll see if they do the quick kick and that. Hayden steps back like he is, and he gets the kick away. And not as good as the last one, but gets a huge roll. And that will go all the way down to the half-yard line where McKinley downs that. And Hoover, they want to score, will have to go 99.5 yards and 4:54 before the end of the half.
Great job by that offense/punt team. Great job by Hayden getting it off. He was getting pressure on that. He got it off, and what a beautiful roll he got. And great coverage by the McKinley offense/punt team to make sure the ball didn't go in the end zone. Now Hoover has to go 99 yards to hit pay dirt.
Boy, oh boy. I mean, in this situation, I would probably run the Wildcat with Andes right now.
Right.
Put that extra blocker in and just let him try to find a crease to get out of there.
Yep.
So Hoover breaks the huddle on their own sideline. They're moving from right to left. I normally stand during games, but I have to sit because this window is atrocious.
No, it's because you're on camera, man. You gotta,
No, I don't care about being on camera. And they're just going to do their version of the tush push.
Nice job.
And that offensive line for Hoover moved the entire defense for McKinley out across the 5-yard line to the 6.
Hell, I'll just do that all series. Just
it takes the term 3 yards of the cloud of dust to a whole new level.
Let's take it back, baby. All this spread stuff. No, let's put 9, 10 in the box and go at them.
I mean, they've got the offensive line where they could do that if they wanted. If they wanted to go power, they probably could.
No.
So Collins in the shotgun. Lamline lined up to his left or his right, and he'll move into motion. Collins back to pass. He's looking. Throws the slant route for Andes, and that's going to be incomplete. And it'll set up a 3rd down now. And now if you're McKinley, you get a stop here. That gives you plenty of time. Should end up with great field position before half to try to get on the board.
Yep.
Hoover does get the ball to start the second half, so we'll keep that in mind as well.
Just McKinley's offense is rolling. If they don't get that weird pass interference call, they probably score that drive.
And Hoover goes empty. Collins by himself in the shotgun. They check with the sideline. And they've got 6 seconds left on the play clock. They got to get this one away. 3, 2, there's the snap. Collins back to pass. He's looking. He's got a man wide open across the 20, and he will be brought down at the 20-yard line.
Yeah, he was wide open, but the wideout on the far end was butt naked. I mean, there was nobody covering him. If he connects with him, he scores.
That was Bryson Breyer with the reception. Byer, excuse me. And that gives a first down to Hoover. 1st and 10 at the 20-yard line. So they did what they needed to do to get out of the shadow of their own end zone. They go empty. 3 receivers to the short side left, 2 to the wide right. Collins by himself. He's back to pass. He's got pressure. He lets this one fly down the sidelines, and it's just going to sail out of bounds and incomplete. Intended on the play for Elijah Fryson, the sophomore receiver, and it'll be 2nd and 10.
McKinley's really respecting Hoover's pass game, having 4 defensive backs back there, playing coverage. If I'm Hoover, now it's time to try to get that run game going because McKinley softened that box, playing the perimeter.
I noticed that, too. They had 7 sacks last week against Jackson, and we haven't seen a ton of pressure when Hoover drops back to throw the football. But it sets up a 2nd and 10 now, 3:33 left in the first half, all tied up at 7. Collins in the empty. He takes the snap. He's back to pass. He's looking. He throws this one deep down the middle of the field and incomplete, intended for Andes. Andes hadn't even turned his head and looked for the football. And that brings up a 3rd and 10 now with 3:26, and the clock stops on all these incompletions. You're just giving time for McKinley if you don't pick up this first down here.
McKinley's really tightened up that coverage on the back end since that first drive. Now they're smothering all of the Hoover wide receivers. There's really no place to throw. They're going to have to do something different with that offense if they want to get something going.
And they set up empty again. Collins by himself in the shotgun. He takes the snap. He's back to pass. Here comes the pressure. Throws it off his back foot, and that's going to be incomplete. That time it was intended for Drake Cooper. And the punting unit back out onto the field for Hoover with 3:20 remaining in the half. And McKinley is going to have another chance to add on to that their score here before halftime.
That time Collins was feeling the heat by both defensive ends, Kayvon Dawkins and Colin Hinkle. Colin Hinkle was able to hit him at the line, at the last second to put him on the ground. He was just able to get that ball off.
So Andy's on to punt for Hoover. And a nice spiraled punt. It's going to bounce, take a roll, fielded by McKinley. Across the 40, across the 50. He bends it back to the left. He's across the 40, 30, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown, McKinley. Darius Hill with the punt return for the touchdown.
That's why you don't kick to that man. He is dangerous.
He got to midfield, was on the right side, bent it back across the left, and finished in the left corner of the end zone. What a return from Hill. McKinley strikes.
He has to be one of the most electrifying players in Northeast Ohio. Every time he touches the ball, he has the ability to go the distance. Right there, he looked just like his older brother, Maurice Hill, returning those punts for touchdowns a few years ago. Great talent, great kid, great play.
That was about a 65-yard return for the score. Mankowski on for the extra point. Snap back, hold down, kick is up, and it is good. So 3 minutes remaining in the first half. McKinley takes the first lead of the ball game, 14-7. We're going to step away and take a break. When we come back, more high school football presented by the Sarshone Auto Group on Q92radiosports.com.
Dreaming of your next getaway? Lisa's Dream Getaways Travel Agency is a locally woman-owned travel agency helping you see the world. Lisa books any and all types of travel, honeymoons, all-inclusive, cruises, Disney, along with bachelor and bachelorette trips and destination weddings with low deposit, and you set your monthly payments. Mention Q92 to get $50 on board cruise, credit, cabin, or $150 off your non-canceled vacation or honeymoon. Call 330-428-0610. Lisa's Dream Getaways Travel Agency. If you don't go, you won't know.
This is head coach Renzi Parnell from the Canton McKinley Bulldogs. You're listening to high school football on the Q92 Sports Network.
And back here at Memorial Stadium, McKinley taking their first lead of the ball game. It's 14-7, 3 minutes remaining in the first half. And Darius Hill, 60, I'll have to find out for sure. I got the stats here. Let's see. Play-by-play. There we go. I'll get it for you here coming up. I'll tell you exactly. As Mankowski kicks off, and that will go into the end zone for the touchback.
I'll tell you what, McKinley special teams are playing lights out tonight across the board. Across the board.
Let's see if I can refresh this. Shout out to Jason from McKinley hooking us up with the stats.
Best stat man in the business.
He is. Learned all that at Warren JFK. Thank you very much.
That's right. Proud alum.
Damn straight. All right. So Hoover's going to have 3 minutes to try to get them back on the board. And this is a huge opportunity for them because they will get the ball to start the second half. So they send 2 receivers to the left, 2 to the right. Now they motion the tailback out of the backfield into the flat. Collins back to pass, looking for the slant route, throws it behind the intended receiver. That was Drake Cooper, and it falls incomplete.
Hoover still sticking with that 2-by-2, starting the running back in the backfield. They're hitting it with that exit motion, going to 5 wide receiver. They tried to hit the deep slant that time, just couldn't connect. Now Hoover's in the second and long.
And they will go empty. 3 receivers to the right, 2 to the left. Collins by himself in the shotgun. And they will check with the sidelines.
10 seconds left on the play clock.
And still barking out directions. 3 seconds, 2. And he gets McKinley to jump off sides and gives him a free 5 yards. Believe that was Dietrich Daniels again. That's his second. And he lines up right across from the football.
Yeah, he crowds that ball. Can't do that in the CFL. Can't do that in Canadian football. But you can do it all that you want in the American game.
Is that one of the rules that's being changed up there?
No.
No?
I mean, it's being changed.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Collins takes the snap. He's looking to the left. Hits the slant route. This time it's caught across the 40, 45, and tripped up. That time it was Cooper with the reception and gets Hoover all the way out to the 45, 46-yard line. And they move the chains. Clock stops at 2:46 while they reset the chains. Hoover goes empty again. 3 receivers to the right, 2 to the left. They've had a lot of success with that slant route. The receiver runs about 10 yards and then just cuts, not even 10 yards, 5 or 6, and then just cuts to the middle of the field.
And if he hits him in stride that time, I think he's still running, but he had to reach for it and threw his balance off.
Collins back to pass. Here comes pressure up the middle. He's going to step over to his right and a huge sack. First, he was tripped up on the play by Moore, and then Dietrich Daniels finishes off the sack. And is that Collins down?
Collins, he is slow to get up.
Jack Collins, first game back after an ankle injury, and he looks to have re-injured it.
Yep. Oh, man.
And this is bad news for the Hoover Vikings. And an injury timeout on the field as they look at John Collins.
Great 1-2 punch right there with that McKinley defensive line. Dietrich Daniels able to make up for those 2 offsides penalties in the game that he has. Come up with a big sack. Huge momentum change. Now they're second and long, and their quarterback might not be in the game.
So he's at least going to be out for this play. And it's a good thing, though, that they have an offense that is set up and geared around Jack Andes.
Right.
And he will move to the quarterback position. This is where he has played the last 2 games. Had 130 yards rushing 2 weeks ago. Last week had 260 yards rushing, and they're going to go empty with Andes in the backfield by himself. He takes the snap. He's going to run it over the right-hand side, trying to get to the edge, breaks a tackle, cuts a back upfield, and gets to the 43-yard line.
You got a nice chunk that time of that second and long play. Now you're at 3rd and 13, but it's better than 3rd and 21.
And I think Hoover just kind of wants to run as much time off the clock as they can right now. We're down to 1:18. Go into halftime, kind of recuperate, readjust.
Assess your quarterback situation. Yep.
And then they will get the ball to start the second half as they send 3 receivers to the wide side left. Andy's by himself in the backfield. He takes a snap. He's going to roll out to the left. Here comes pressure off the backside. He's able to escape it, but that's it. And a late penalty marker comes in, and Andy's is down. He is knocked out cold.
Man.
And is slow to get back up to his feet. He laid there motionless and is slow to get up. Now he's going to have to leave the game. Oh, my goodness. 3 in the span of 3 plays, the two most explosive players for Hoover have made their way out of the game, and Collins is going to come back in at quarterback as he stops to check on Andes as he walks to the sidelines. And it's going to be 4th down. Did they wave the flag?
I think they declined it.
Oh, okay. Was that a hold on?
Yeah, it was a hold on
okay.
Hoover. Yep. Do not kick it.
Kick it out of bounds.
Do not kick it to number 19.
They might actually be going after it. Andes is their punter as well, so he's not into punt. And Darius Hill does finally go back. And now the officials blow this dead. And a timeout from Hoover. This timeout brought to you by Friends and Family Credit Union. It's time to bring a friend into the family. So let's kind of reset after that crazy span of 3 plays where McKinley first knocks out John Collins, and then Andes comes in at quarterback, and then he takes a shot, and he has to leave the game. Collins comes back in. It's now 4th and 12, 31 seconds remaining in the half. Boy, oh boy, what a span of like 3 or 4 plays.
Right. Hoover's running out of offensive threats over there.
So on to punt is Carter Lukens for Hoover. And back deep is Darius Hill. And the snap is back. And a high kick. Coverage has a chance to get down there. It will bounce and take a roll. And we'll be down at the 16-yard line with little home field cooking. 2 extra seconds ran off the clock. So 18 seconds left in the first half. Once again, coming up at halftime, we'll send it back to the station, get some news from Jeff Mears. We'll bring it back here, give you first half stats, maybe some highlights, and we'll talk about some of the computer rankings and where some of these teams sit in Stark County. And it looks like McKinley's content as their coaching staff leaves their box up here. They're just going to take the knee and let the time expire. So that's going to be it for the first half. McKinley 14, Hoover 7. It's halftime action here from Memorial Stadium. We're going to step away and take a break and then send it straight back to the studio with Jeff Mears. This is high school football presented by the Sarshone Auto Group on Q92radiosports.com.
From the daily driver, a heavy hauler, to a high-end auto investment, the Sarshone Auto Group is one of Northeast Ohio's leaders. With 6 locations, Sarshone Ford in Alliance and Randolph, Sarshone Chevrolet in Randolph and Garrettsville, Sarshone Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Dalton, and the Sarshone Auto Gallery in North Canton. The Sarshone Auto Group. Find out more at sarshone.com, an official partner of the Cleveland Browns.
Lilyfield Lane Flowers and Gifts, located at 2830 Cleveland Avenue South, is your go-to florist for every occasion. Homecoming, prom, weddings, birthdays, anniversaries, and memorials. Stop in and take a look at our unique gifts and beautiful custom floral arrangements. We deliver in the Stark County area. Give us a call today at 330-754-6998 and mention Q92 to receive a 20% discount.
Start your day right at Judy's Family Restaurant, your new favorite spot for home-style breakfast and friendly faces. We're locally owned and operated with a team that brings you years of experience to every plate. Whether you're craving fluffy pancakes, sizzling bacon, or a hot cup of coffee, we've got you covered. Come taste the difference at Judy's Family Restaurant. Call 234-360-3096 and follow us on Facebook for daily specials and updates. Judy's, where breakfast feels like home.
Are you looking to add beauty, privacy, and year-round greenery to your property? Smith Evergreen Nursery is a family-owned local grower of premium evergreens, perfect for privacy screens, windbreaks, and stunning landscaping. They grow what they sell, so you get healthy, long-lasting trees straight from the source. Call 330-575-2479, visit SmithEvergreen.com, or find Smith Evergreen Nursery on Facebook. Smith Evergreen Nursery, farm to yard.
From the newsroom, I'm Jeff Mears with this halftime edition of Q92 News. A special prosecutor is being sought for the case of two Canton police officers charged in the death of a man in their custody. Prosecutors made the request today in Stark County Common Pleas Court during a pretrial hearing for Bo Shonegi and Camden Birch. They are charged with reckless homicide. Prosecutors cite a conflict of interest. Retired Medina County Common Pleas Judge James Kimbler is overseeing the case after Stark County judges recused themselves. He gave prosecutors 2 weeks to file a motion. A final pretrial hearing is set for January 21st. In April 2024, Frank Tyson of Canton Township crashed his vehicle near the AmVets building on Sherrick Road Southeast. People inside called police to have Tyson removed due to erratic behavior. He stopped breathing after being handcuffed and put on the floor. Molly Stark Hospital will soon come down. Crews are set to begin demolition of the 96-year-old facility next week. The contractor is Gary Matarelli Excavating. Stark Parks owns the property in Nimishillen Township, which has been abandoned since 1995. Park officials have cited safety concerns. The hospital has also been the frequent target of vandals. Stark Parks received a $2.3 million grant from the Ohio Brownfield Remediation Program last year. It will cover about 75% of the cost of asbestos abatement, demolition, and site remediation. Stark Parks, the county land bank, and commissioners will pay the remainder. Completion is expected by the end of the year. The city of Louisville opened its new fire station this afternoon. WDPN's David Schur reports.
The $8.6 million, 15,000 square foot facility houses 3 fire trucks and 3 EMS vehicles, along with training facilities, a day room, sleeping dorms, and a decompression area in which the air pressure is elevated to keep out the contaminants from the vehicle emissions. On hand for the ceremonies, which included dedication of the building to the late city manager, Dr. Larry Collins, whose efforts resulted in this facility, were members of his family and officials from fire departments all over the county and beyond. For WDPN News, I'm David Schur.
You'll soon have another option for flying to the Windy City from Akron Canton Airport. The first American Airlines flight to Chicago's O'Hare International Airport is set for departure Monday morning at 7:45. United Airlines currently operates the only service to Chicago from CAK. Akron Canton will host a gate party for travelers on the American flight at 6:30. Victims of the 2023 East Palestine train derailment and Norfolk Southern have until October 10th to respond to fraud allegations concerning the $600 million settlement of a class action lawsuit. Federal Judge Benita Pearson issued the deadline following a filing last week by a group of class members who opted into the personal injury portion of the settlement. They allege their legal representatives intentionally hid crucial information about health risks. At issue is the portion of the settlement providing payments to individuals who signed a release of their personal injury claims against the railroad. The motion requests that the settlement, which was approved a year ago, should be nullified. Norfolk Southern has indicated it will oppose the motion. More news after this.
The Q92 Sports Network brings you more high school football and basketball games than anyone else, by far. But did you know that you can go back and listen to our broadcast again? Simply go to the Q92 radio page on SoundCloud. We posted the games we broadcast for everyone to go back and relive. We have playlists filled with our high school football broadcasts from 2016 to this season. So go to SoundCloud now, follow Q92 Radio, and listen. And thank you for listening to all of our sports broadcasts of high school football and basketball on the Q92 Sports Network.
The Highway Patrol is investigating a fatal single-vehicle crash in Columbiana County. It happened around 8:40 Wednesday night. A car was southbound on State Route 644 in Franklin Township when it failed to negotiate a curve, went off the right side of the road, and struck a tree south of Lewis Road. The vehicle caught fire and the driver died at the scene. Their name has not been released. The crash forced authorities to close the roadway for about 2 hours. A man accused of attacking a Latonia police officer will undergo treatment at Heartland Behavioral Health Care in Massillon. The commitment of 47-year-old Randy May of Latonia was issued Wednesday by Columbiana County Common Pleas Judge Megan Bickerton. He was recently found not guilty by reason of insanity, of felonious assault, and aggravated robbery. Bickerton said an evaluation determined May was mentally ill. Officer John Hancock suffered a broken ankle and a head injury when he was hit with a metal bar during an October 2024 traffic stop. May was also found not guilty by reason of insanity for assaulting a deputy in April of 2024. The final termination of commitment for the Latonia case will be in 2036. A hearing for the other will be in 2027. Attorneys have filed an amended injunction in Mahoning County Common Pleas Court asking a magistrate to allow Youngstown Ursuline High School transfer students to play football this season. It was filed Thursday. The amended injunction notes a Trumbull County judge ruled in favor of 3 students who transferred to Girard and seeks the same decision in Mahoning County. The OHSAA ruled last month that any student who transferred from Ursuline to another school would not be able to play for the 2025 season. The season was canceled following allegations of hazing, sexual assault, and harassment involving some players. The original injunction in Mahoning County was recently denied. A hearing is scheduled for October 10th. A woman is headed to prison for the drowning death of a 1-year-old girl in Youngstown. 32-year-old Adrienne Hudson of Youngstown was sentenced today by Mahoning County Common Pleas Judge Maureen Sweeney to 6 to 9 years behind bars. She pleaded guilty in August to charges of involuntary manslaughter and child endangering. Hudson was indicted in January 2024 for the September 2023 incident. London Kazan was found in a pool at a home on Ridgelawn Avenue. Hudson was babysitting the girl and her own child at the West Side address. The group was outside and the girl reportedly wandered away and ended up in the pool. The child's death was later ruled accidental. We'll return you to the stadium for the second half of tonight's game, but first a look at the forecast. For the overnight, clear and cool, a low near 52. Sunny skies Saturday with a high reaching 81. Saturday night, clear, a low around 50. Sunday, sunshine returns with a high of 82. Monday, sunny skies and a high of 83. From the Q92 Newsroom, I'm Jeff Mears.
Dreaming of your next getaway? Lisa's Dream Getaways Travel Agency is a locally woman-owned travel agency helping you see the world. Lisa books any and all types of travel, honeymoons, all-inclusive, cruises, Disney, along with bachelor and bachelorette trips and destination weddings with low deposit, and you set your monthly payments. Mention Q92 to get $50 on board cruise, credit, cabin, or $150 off your non-canceled vacation or honeymoon. Call 330-428-0610. Lisa's Dream Getaways Travel Agency. If you don't go, you won't know.
RG Drag, Stark County's premier career center, offers programs that prepares its students at the high school level for careers and continued education beyond high school. Upon completion, RG Drag students have an immediate opportunity to obtain a well-paying job in many exciting career fields. We offer everything from culinary, dental assisting, engineering, sports turf and landscape, welding, and so much more. Contact RG Drag to find a program and career that's the perfect fit for you. RG Drag, where careers begin.
From the daily driver, a heavy hauler, to a high-end auto investment, the Sarshone Auto Group is one of Northeast Ohio's leaders. With 6 locations, Sarshone Ford in Alliance and Randolph, Sarshone Chevrolet in Randolph and Garrettsville, Sarshone Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Dalton, and the Sarshone Auto Gallery in North Canton. The Sarshone Auto Group. Find out more at sarshone.com, an official partner of the Cleveland Browns.
You're listening to High School Football presented by Sarshone Auto Group on the Q92 Sports Network.
And welcome back to Memorial Stadium in North Canton. It is halftime, and the McKinley Bulldogs lead 14-7. Thank you to everyone here at Hoover. Been very awesome. We had some pizza up here tonight, so thank you to them.
Shout out to my guy A.D. Larry Kennard. Big Larry. Thanks for the pizza, brother.
I smashed 2 pieces of pizza in record time. I made sure to scoot back, too, because we are live. We tried something new tonight. So if you head over to TikTok, at Q92 Radio Canton. We are live in the booth. It's just me and Antonio on camera. The booth is packed, by the way.
Yes.
But we are live on TikTok and I've seen, a bunch of different professional teams do like booth cams or press box cams. And I was like,
let's do it.
Let's see what happens.
Let's do it.
So thanks to everyone who's been joining us on TikTok. Just looking at these two.
A face for radio, folks. Sorry.
I was going to be nice about it. I was going to be like, look at these two very sophisticated, good-looking men. But Tone went another way with it. All right, let's talk a little bit about the first half. Hoover got off to a good start, but it seems like McKinley is really starting to get in the groove. And every week we've seen them improve, and we have seen that improvement continue throughout the first 2 quarters of tonight's game.
Yep, and you see McKinley get stronger as the game goes on, and that's been their identity this whole season, and it looks like it's going to be the same moving through this game. Started out kind of slow offensively and defensively, but after those series on offense and defense, they really settled in. But what impresses me and what's the difference maker in this game so far is McKinley's special teams. You have the punt return that was huge by Darius Hill. The punts have been pinning Hoover back within 5 yards of their own end zone. The kickoffs have been touchbacks. I mean, the coverage has been great on the kicks. McKinley's special teams is setting the tone in this football game.
And let's talk a little bit about how we got here. It is 14-7. McKinley is leading, but North Canton Hoover, they struck first. And they did it with a 71-yard touchdown pass to Jack Andes. And I got the highlight. Let's take a listen. He launches this one deep down the middle of the field. It's caught by Andes across the 40, 30, still on his feet. 5, touchdown Hoover. So Jack Andes opening the scoring up.
Wow, you sounded great.
Aw, you're too kind.
That's a great call right there, brother.
All right. Let's see. With 7:02 left in the first, a 7-yard touchdown pass to DJ Britt. Let's listen in. Turn, miscommunication. Now they swing it out. I guess that wasn't a miscommunication. And Britt walks into the end zone for the touchdown. So that was the second score for McKinley. And, boy, this one was just ridiculous. Darius Hill, 67-yard punt return for a touchdown. He bends it back to the left. He's across the 40, 30, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown, McKinley. Darius Hill with the punt return for the touchdown. And that gets us to where we are at right now. Let's check in and look at some of the stats for tonight's game. Let's head to the box score. We'll do this first. Trent Hayden, 8 of 11, 75 yards and a touchdown on the day. John Collins, 7 of 14, 128 and 1 touchdown. On the ground, Kylan West, 16 carries, 80 yards. He's averaging 5 yards a carry. And this is what I find very interesting as well is for Hoover, Michael Lamline had 1 carry for -1 yards. Jack Andes carried the ball 4 times for 11 yards. So Hoover has not been able to get any type of rushing game going whatsoever. Receiving for the McKinley Bulldogs, Darius Hill, 2 receptions, 11 yards. Kylan West had 1 reception for 10. DJ Britt, 3 receptions for 36 yards and a score. Elijah Finn, 2 receptions for 18 yards. For the Hoover Vikings, Michael Lamline, 1 reception for 10 yards. John Collins, that was a sack, minus 11 yards on the sack. Jack Andes has 3 receptions for 94 yards. He was thrown to 6 times. Byer for Hoover had 1 reception for 14 yards, and Drake Cooper 1 for 21. Excuse me.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Defensively for McKinley, leading tackles, Demir McClellan has 4 tackles, 2 tackle assists. For the Hoover Vikings, they have player 1.
Player 1, huh?
player one. I don't know if his number isn't on the roster that they have. Number 29, Carson Morris for Hoover has 6 tackles for the Vikings in the first half. Let's go to the returns. Darius Hill, 2 kickoff returns for 31 yards. And then he had that 67-yard punt return for a touchdown. Let's go to, first downs. McKinley, 8 first downs. Hoover with 6 first downs. Total plays, 29 plays for McKinley, 19 plays for Hoover. Coach, I thought this was weird, too. Only 5 rushing attempts for Hoover in that first half.
I know.
They have not been able to get anything going. Everything has been through the air. 128 yards passing through the air. Even though they haven't been able to get a running game. McKinley, 157 total yards in the first half, and Hoover, 138. So the yardage is not off by a lot.
No.
8 of 11 for McKinley, 7 of 14 for Hoover. But 82 yards on the ground for McKinley, 10 yards on the ground for Hoover. 5 penalties for 40 yards for McKinley, 2 for 15 for Hoover. Neither team has a turnover on the game as well. So there's some first half stats for you.
Yeah, stats are pretty even. Like I said, the biggest difference so far in this game is the field position created by special teams and the scoring opportunity that McKinley had on that punt return. That's the difference maker right now.
All right, let's jump into the scoreboard and give you some scores as well. Green 41, Glen Oak 14. 3 seconds left in that half.
That offense woke up.
I mean, that Green team's record is just
it's
so
not indicative.
confusing.
It is because I mean they're way better than what their record shows.
And I think out of all the teams they've played throughout the year, I think each team only had like 1 loss, which is just. I'll do some more some research here because there's a website I can go to.
But Green, I mean, a lot of their games were within 3 or 4 points. A couple of them came down to the last drive. They're a young team this year. They've kind of changed with some tight end formations and some wing formations. Traditionally, they've been all spread. So, they're working through some things, but they're not a bad football team at all.
They're Division II, Region 5.
Yep.
Here we go. Uniontown Green. They are currently sitting. They lost to Indian Valley, who's 5-0.
Defending state champ.
And they only lost by 7. They lost to Riverside, that's 4-2.
They're a really good program.
And that was a 1-point loss. They beat Talmadge 42-7. They lost to this Hoover team 21-27.
They're undefeated so far.
They lost to Jackson, who's 3-3, but I think Jackson is really starting to get things going. And they only lost by 3 points to Jackson.
Yep.
And then last week was the underlier. They got blown out by McKinley 21-3, and their offense struggled very, very badly. But it seems like they have found their juice this week.
Yes, they have. Yes, they have.
Orville 14, Northwest 14. That game's at halftime. Jackson 17, Lake 14. That is at halftime. And we just talked about, Jackson is starting to get things going. Lake is undefeated.
Well, Jackson's getting healthy, too.
Excuse me. Let's see. What else do we have? Alliance 21, Carrollton 7 at halftime. Perry and Fitch still 0-0 at halftime. Blocked field goal attempt in the final seconds of that game. So
Perry
that's
can go up there and still win at Fitch. That is going to be huge.
And Fitch has played really, really well all season long as well. Let's see. They're 4-1 on the season. They lost. Their only loss is to Hudson. And I think Hudson is.
What were they, number 2?
Yeah. Here.
Last week they were number 2.
Let's see here. I got Division II, Region 5. Hudson is fourth
okay.
in Division II, Region 5. They beat Jackson 41-3.
Yep.
Boy, oh boy.
Yep.
And then they were off last week as well because the Ursuline game was supposed to be last week.
Right.
So they're facing Perry coming off of a bye week, and Perry's hanging in there with them as well. All right, let's see here. Let's talk a little bit about I think Hold on. I think Maslin was winning as well. To check scores at Q92radiosports.com as well. We've got a score tab on there where you can go and check a bunch of the local scores in the area. West Branch 49, Marlington 0. Sandy Valley 0, Ridgewood 41. Edison 22, Central Catholic 3. Canfield 20, Louisville 7 at halftime. Tuslaw 7, Toronto, the Red Knights 6. Manchester 14, Fairless 7. Canton South 14, Triway 21. Maslin 21, Cardinal Ritter 14 at halftime.
Tight game.
Strasburg, East Canton tied up at 0. Salem 27, Minerva 3. And East 20, Beaver Local 7.
Okay.
There's some scores for you. Let's talk a little bit about some of the teams in the area and where they currently sit with the computer rankings. McKinley sits at the number 6 seed. Jackson is the 8th seed. And Glen Oak is the 14th seed. Once again, if you guys are new to the way that the playoffs work, they changed things this year. It was 16. It goes down to 12 teams. And the top 4 seeds will get a bye in week 1 of the playoffs. So that's Division I, Region 1. That's currently being led by Lakewood St. Ed's. Even after that loss to Massillon, still leading in Division I, Region 1.
I'm so glad they changed that to 12.
I wish it would go back to 8.
Right, me too.
Uniontown Lake sits at the number 1 seed in Division II, Region 5. They are above Akron Hoban. And Nordonia, Hudson, Walsh, Jesuit, Fitch. Man, this Division II Region 5 is just...
It's a gauntlet.
It's stacked.
Yep.
Uniontown Green currently sits at the 22nd seed, so they've got a long way to go to try to climb back up in there. Let's go Division II Region 7. The Hoover Vikings are tied at 4th, so I don't know how they would determine who gets a bye if there's a tie in that 4th spot. But
Maybe
right
points
now,
scored? I don't know.
Right now, they sit at 4th. Louisville sits at 7. Maslin, even though they're 3-3 on the season, that win over Lakewood St. Ed's really boosted them up there, the 9th seed. And Perry, they currently hold the last playoff spot, sitting at 12th in Division II Region 7. Division III Region 9, the Alliance Aviators are the 7th seed. Cuyahoga Valley Christian Academy sits at number 2. And I believe that is it for Division 2 Region, or Division 3 Region 9. Region 11, Carrollton sits at 14th. If they were to get a win tonight over Alliance,
a lot of points.
That'd be a huge
lot
amount of points. New Philadelphia and Dover sit at 20 and 21. We've got Division 4 Region 13, West Branch 5-1. They are the 6th seed. This is just another stacked region.
Indeed.
Notre Dame Cathedral Latin number 1, Norton 2, Cleveland Glenville 3. Perry from up north sits at 4. Lake Catholic from Menor at 5. Then West Branch, Streetsboro. Northwest is the 8th seed there. And Salem currently sits at the last seed eligible for the playoffs in the 12th seed right now. Marlington on the outside looking in at 14. We'll get to some more of these throughout the game as second half gets ready to get underway here from Memorial Stadium.
Here we go.
Mankowski sets the ball and gets ready to kick off. Don't need these. I need these.
We'll see what Collins looks like if he's back in the game. He went out the first half, late in the second quarter. He came back in the game, though, but he was very limited in his mobility. We'll see how that affects him here in this second half. Thomas Mankowski with the kick. And for his third touchback this game, he's doing a phenomenal job with his kickoffs. McKinley's kickoff team still running through the end zone, showing they're ready to play. McKinley's defense coming out. They played hungry that entire first half. Let's see what Hoover can do in his first offensive series.
Good friend of mine, Chris Peters, who used to call games for us here at Q92, stopped in to say hello. It was good seeing Chris. All right, here we go. Second half. Thanks for filling in there for me, Coach.
Oh, it was an abysmal job, but I did what I could do.
Nah, it was fine. It was fine. All right, here we go. Hoover starting off, and Collins is in at quarterback. I do not see Jack Andes in the ball game.
Took a shot.
So Collins hands it off over to the left-hand side, and picking up a couple on the carry was Lamline. And Brooks with the tackle for McKinley. They'll give him 2 on the carry. It'll be 2nd and 8 from the 22.
And that whole closed up quick on the right side of that Hoover offensive line. Running back had to bounce it all the way to his left, coming outside the left tackle, and McKinley was right there waiting on him.
So Collins in the backfield, in the shotgun. Lamline lines up to his left, 2 receivers to the right. They turn, hand it off to Lamline over the left-hand side. He's following his lead blocker. Great run all the way out to the 30-yard line and picking up a first down for Hoover.
Hoover ran a counter that time to the right side. Lamline was great, staying patient, following his blockers, cramming it up in the hole, following his blockers even to the second level, and was able to move the chains. Hoover is looking to get a run game going in the second half because they had none in the first.
So they break the huddle, 1st and 10 at the 30-yard line. Lamline to the left of Collins in the shotgun. 2 receivers to the right. Wing right. They turn. Hand it off the Lamline. He bends it back right up the middle. And again, he'll pick up 2 or 3 before he's brought down.
That's all right. You're getting positive yards. You're making McKinley have to come up and tackle you. Those safeties will start creeping down slowly and surely. Then you're going to hit them up top over one of your guys on a streak or a post or a deep slant like you've been hitting. But you're making McKinley play you honest now. That's what you want to do.
So they'll give him a gain of 3 on the carry. 2nd and 7 now. McKinley leads 14-7. And it's Hoover's first drive of the second half. Again, no Jack Andes. Took a hit late in the second quarter. As Colin hands it off to Lamline again up the middle. He'll pick up another 2 yards. And it'll be 3rd and 5 now for Hoover. But it's kind of next man up mentality, too. I mean, that's
always been Hoover, man.
Yeah.
Hoover's always had injuries. I mean, unfortunately, they just get hit with the injury bug. And they always have a guy come in and play lights out as if the first guy, that's just Hoover's MO.
Yeah.
They do a great job developing their guys.
I mean, that happened. That's how Collins ended up being the starting quarterback a couple years.
Yep.
So they spread it out, send Lamline out into the left side in motion. Collins back to pass. That pass is going to be batted down and knocked down incomplete. I didn't see which player got a hand on it, but it looks like it was Amir Mitchell for McKinley who batted that pass down and forces the punting unit to come out onto the field for Hoover.
Great heads-up play by Mitchell, realizing you're not going to get home, but you get your hand up in the view of the quarterback, was able to match the ball with your hand, get that big paw on the ball, get Hoover's offense off the field. Good job by that McKinley defense in this first drive.
And the ever-dangerous Hill is back to receive the punt, a very high punt from Lukens. Will bounce and take a great roll and a good secondary roll, and will go inside the 20-yard line and be downed at the 17-yard line, and McKinley will have the ball 1st and 10 to start their first drive of the second half.
McKinley, ever since that first drive, has had tremendous momentum. They haven't stopped. Hoover hasn't stopped them. McKinley stopped themselves on a couple drives, but they're able to move the ball at will so far in this game, getting all their weapons involved. We'll see what McKinley does in this first series coming out in the half.
So here we go. Trent Hayden, the senior in at quarterback. He's got Kylan West lined up behind him. 2 wings in the game for McKinley, and they turn, hand it off to West over to the left-hand side, breaks the tackle, gets across the 10, battles all the way forward, and is finally brought down at the 20, almost the 25-yard line. So a good run from West. Looked like nothing, turned into a gain of 8.
McKinley's picking up where they left off in the first half, running off tackle on that left side, getting 5, 8, 10 yards to carry. McKinley's offensive line continues to impress me as this game moves along.
2nd and 2 at the 25, 8:30 left in the third quarter. Hayden in the shotgun.
Two wings in the game for the Pups. Hayden looks to throw, throws it out into the left side, and that is caught right at the sideline by Darius Hill, and he'll get to the 30 and will be pushed out of bounds, but a first down for McKinley.
Yep, pitch and catch right there, realizing that Hoover's giving you a lot of cushion through the quick hitch. Darius Hill's able to get the first. McKinley moves the change.
So Hayden in the shotgun, single wide out to the left, that's Hill. Single wide out to the right, that's Britt. Keeping with the same formation, two wings in the game. West in the pistol behind Hayden. They turn, hand it off to West. Over the right side, gets to the 35, gain of 5. And a nice run again from Kylan West. And this is, I imagine you're going to see a lot more of him. And then in the fourth quarter, you're going to start to see Shad Davis.
That's what they do. They wear you down, and then they bring two fresh horses, either with Shad Davis or Isaac Brooks in the fourth quarter. And these guys got fresh legs, and they run hard.
So 2nd and 6. They gave him 4 on that last carry. Pistol formation for Hayden and West. Turn, hands it off to West. Eludes pressure in the backfield and then is brought down after a gain of 3. Tackled by Chase Lukens, the senior linebacker.
Hats off to Hoover. They're starting to bring 5 and 6 guys now. They're blitzing inside backers, outside backers, trying to do anything they can to slow down this run game. But it's far and futile so far. So 3rd and short. We'll see what McKinley does on this big down.
And once you start doing that, then, McKinley play action. Gets into their speedsters on the edge.
And they look good with their play action early in this game.
Yep, 2 wings in the game for McKinley. West in the pistol. Britt to the left. Hill to the right. Turn. Play action. Throws it back to DJ Britt on the right-hand side. He picks up the first down and then more across the 45 all the way down to the 48-yard line. A first down for the McKinley Bulldogs.
McKinley faked the counter to the left side of the line. Quarterback pivot through the bubble screen to the 2 receiver side over here to the right. DJ Britt did a great job getting inside of his block by his fellow wide receiver, taking 2 guys with him for a big gain. McKinley moves the chains again.
The drive continues. 1st and 10 at the 48. They go 2 receivers to the wide side left, single to the right. Pistol for West. They hand it off. He fouls right through the defensive front into the linebackers and into the secondary, picking up 9 on the carry. And when you can pick up 8, 9 on every first down, it makes your play calling and your playbook open so much more.
Oh, man. As an offensive coordinator, you can call anything right now in a 2nd and short. I'm going deep.
I would too. I would take a shot right here. Single coverage on the left-hand side. And you've got Britt and Hill over there. Hayden in the shotgun. He turns. Play action. Swings it out over to the left-hand side. That is caught. Picking up the first down and more all the way down to the 33-yard line. I believe that was Elijah Finn on the far side. Just a little hitch route. He does the work after.
That was another quick bubble screen to the 2 receiver side. As McKinley, if all I have to do is throw little 5-yard routes and my receivers can create 10 or 15 yards, I'm winning all night. So, they're getting it done on the edge. They're getting it done with the ground game. They're staying balanced. Hoover does not have an answer right now on defense.
2 receivers to the wide side right. Back to passes, throws it over to Finnegan on the right-hand side. Catches it at the 40, across the 30, 25-20, still on his feet all the way down to the 12-yard line. Inside the RG Drag red zone, the 5'6", 125-pound Elijah Finn doing work on this drive for McKinley.
McKinley's identified that Hoover's secondary could not tackle their guys in space. All they're doing is getting their guys on quick routes, letting them create, and the wide receiver's doing a great job doing it.
Ball on the right hash, McKinley moving left to right. DJ Britt by himself on the right-hand side, Finn and Hill to the left. Hayden takes, hands off to West. He cuts it back over the right-hand side and is brought down by his ankle, but crosses the 10-yard line. Looks like he'll be down at the 7-yard line.
That was a great open field tackle right there. If not, he walks into the end zone. McKinley's offensive line continues to get a hat on a hat, keep their feet moving, keep their feet turning, leaning on guys and wearing this Hoover's defense out.
2nd and 4 now for McKinley. Ball on the 8-yard line. West to the left of Hayden. They hand it off to West. He cuts it up right up the middle, runs through a defender and into the end zone for the touchdown. An 8-yard touchdown run from Kylan West, and McKinley goes up 20-7 with 4:21 remaining in the in the third quarter.
McKinley doing what they will on offense. They can pass the ball when they want. They can run the ball when they want. They're imposing their will on this Hoover's defense, and Hoover's defense has no answer for this McKinley offense.
So Mankowski on to attempt the extra point. And they get Hoover to jump off sides. So McKinley's offensive line starts off with their hands on their hips and then shifts down into three-point stance, and that drew Hoover off sides.
The old snap down.
And the officials coming to the sideline to see how McKinley wants to handle this, and I think they're just going to keep it as is. They do decline the penalty. So they did accept the penalty, and that puts them half the distance to the goal. And now they're trying to decide whether or not they're going to kick it or they're going to go for it. And they're just going to keep the field goal unit out onto the field and attempt the extra point.
Good call. No need to go for two here.
So Mankowski set, snap back, hold down, kick is up, and I don't know how, but it got through. And with 4:21 remaining in the third quarter, the McKinley Bulldogs lead the Hoover Vikings 21-7. We're going to step away and take a break. It's high school football presented by the Sarshone Auto Group on Q92radiosports.com.
High school football exemplifies the true meaning of teamwork. At Friends and Family Credit Union, our team of local friendly professionals offer the same true spirit for our members. With a wide array of products from vehicle loans to personal loans, family secure checking with ID Protect, mortgage, home equity line of credit, and more. For over 60 years, we have the game plan for your financial well-being. Visit any of our 3 convenient locations, online or mobile banking. Now, more than ever, it's time to bring a friend into the family.
You're listening to High School Football presented by Sarshone Auto Group on the Q92 Sports Network.
And welcome back to Memorial Stadium in North Canton. The McKinley Bulldogs lead the North Canton Hoover Vikings 21-7. Mankowski on to kick off for McKinley. If you're just joining us, I'm Ryan Keller. That's Antonio Hall. Thank you for being here. Thanks for listening on Q92's YouTube channel. And the kickoff taken at the goal line across the 25-30, still on his feet, across the 40, 45, 50, and finally brought down.
Darius Hill, you ain't running from Darius Hill.
A great return from Aiden Kavanaugh, the senior, and gives Hoover great field position to start this drive.
Hoover needed something to pick the momentum up on their sideline. That was a huge, huge return, getting it out to midfield. Darius Hill makes a touchdown saving tackle. He walks him down from the wide side of the field. Let's see if Hoover can take advantage of this great field position and do something with this offense.
Also, thanks for joining us to anyone who is watching on TikTok tonight. We're doing a booth cam, so thank you for joining us on the Q92 Radio Canton TikTok channel. Make sure to like, follow, subscribe, do whatever you got to do. Hopefully, we'll bring you more content here on the Q92 TikTok. 1st and 10 for Hoover. They're going to go empty. 3 receivers to the left, 2 to the right. Collins back to pass. He's looking, throws this one, and through the hands of the intended receiver. He was looking for TJ Gregory. He was looking for Bryson Byer, and that goes through his hands and is incomplete.
That time, the defensive end was able to get good pressure, enough to make him not hit the mark on that pass. McKinley was able to bring 2 linebackers. One guy was able to get home. The defensive end on the right side got good pressure on that first down.
Got some more scores coming into the scoreboard. We'll get to those coming up after this play. Collins in the shotgun. Hoover moving from right to left. 2 receivers to the wide side left, 3 to the short right. Back to pass is Collins. He's looking. He's got pressure. He's just going to let this one fly, and that is incomplete. Once again, intended for Byer. And good pressure from McKinley's defense and forces Collins to just let that one sail out.
It started with good coverage on the back end. Collins has to hold it longer than what he wants to. That's allowing the pressure of McKinley's defensive front to get home. And then he was able to get pressure because that secondary is locked up right now by McKinley's defensive backfield.
Pick 6 for Perry, 47-yard return for Jonathan Lemon. Perry takes the lead 7-0, and then Fitch strikes back 7-7, 3:59 left in the third.
Ooh, a lot of action going on over there.
21-7 here in North Canton. Collins with the ball, sets up a wide receiver screen. That's caught across the 40 and knocked out of bounds. A great play call there from Coach Baum, taking advantage of the pressure from McKinley and just dunking it to Lamline, picking up the first down for Hoover.
And that's what one of the defensive coaches from Canton South was talking about today, is that we really haven't seen a lot of teams screen McKinley. I mean, McKinley does a great job getting pressure with that front four. They blitz fairly often, so why not screen them? That was a great job on that 3rd and long by Hoover.
Lamline to the left of Collins in the backfield. Collins takes the snap. He's looking, swings this one out to the left, and it's almost intercepted. Chris Crook broke on that pass like it was intended for him. Instead, it falls incomplete, but a great read. That pass was supposed to go to Drake Cooper, but McKinley's defense breaks it up. 2nd and 10.
Yeah, and Crook is about 6'2.5". He can cover a lot of ground. Very good ball skills. I would not try to throw him in a one-on-one on the end. I look for somebody else to pick on because Cook will make you pay.
So 2nd and 10 at the 37-yard line of McKinley. John Collins in the shotgun. He turns, hands it off over the right-hand side to Lamline. He's got room up the sideline across the 20, down to the 10-yard line inside the RG Drag red zone. Boy, that's the first time we've got to see Michael Lamline use his speed, and he turned it on up that right sideline.
Hoover running counter that time to the right side, and there was nobody on that McKinley's defense setting the edge. The Pool was able to log up around the down block, leading on the second level, creating a huge sideline for him to run up. Great job by Hoover on that execution, but McKinley has to set the edge on that defense.
And McKinley is going to take a timeout. 1st and 10 at the 11-yard line for Hoover. I got some more scores coming in. Let's jump into the scoreboard. Jackson, 19. Lake, 14. Lake's running back was tackled in the end zone for a safety. So Jackson currently leads Lake 19-14. Northwest, 28. Orville, 14. 3:35 remaining in that third quarter. End of the third, Perry 7, Fitch 7. So going into the fourth quarter, that game is knotted up. This would be a huge win for the Perry Panthers to go and to get a win against Austintown Fitch.
Yeah, Perry going on the road last week against a very good Jackson team, getting it done. Now they go on the road again to a very good Fitch team. Perry's starting to get it rolling again.
Green 48, Glen Oak 14, 10:48 remaining in the third. I think that's a running clock situation there. Akron Manchester 28, Fairless 7. I'm looking forward to that Akron Manchester versus Northwest game coming up towards the end of the season because the quarterback for Manchester used to be the quarterback at Northwest.
Homecoming.
1st and 10 for Hoover at the 11-yard line. They turn. Lamline over the right-hand side. Getting pushed forward by the offensive line for Hoover, still pushing him forward. They pushed him a good 4 or 5 yards towards the end of that play, getting down to the 7-yard line in the RG Drag red zone.
Hoover's offense showing life for the first time in a long time. Very balanced right now, getting it done on the ground as well the air. But I'm glad to see that they've recommitted to, or actually committed to the ground game in the second half, because the first half it was non-existent.
Yeah, they ran the ball 5 times for 10 yards in the first half. We'll pull up the stats here in a minute and let you know where they're at now. 2nd and 6 from the 7. They send Lamline out to the left in motion. Collins back to pass. He's got nowhere to go. He's going to step up and try to run. He'll get down to the 5-yard line. So good job from McKinley's defense again there, forcing Collins to try to make something with his feet, and he is hobbling. And you can see, Coach, he's got that ankle spatted here in the second half, but he's hobbling again.
Yeah, and I think if he really is 100%, he just tucks that and run. But he tried to just keep it alive as long as he could in the pocket to throw it, but he had an opportunity to take off there early in that play.
And the only other quarterback, here they go. They hand it off the Lamb over the right-hand side, and he's going to get down to the goal line and be short. However, he picks up the first down, so it'll be 1st and goal from the 1 for the Hoover Vikings.
That was a huge play, just keeping your feet churning. You didn't hit pay dirt, but you got another set of downs. Great job by just cramming it up in there, get what you can get, and giving life to this offense.
So I'm going through the roster, and the only other quarterbacks they have, junior Ryan Kavanaugh and senior Luke Whitaker. So we'll keep an eye on John Collins, who has battled an ankle injury, as they go stacked eye and straight quarterback keeper, and they're going to mark him short of the goal line. He only needed to get about a half a yard, and the line judge from the far sideline is the one who spotted that.
Great job by that McKinley defensive front, not giving up an inch and just creating stalemates, not creating a gap, standing up the offensive line, and denying a touchdown on that play.
So here we go. 2nd and goal. They go with a stacked eye again. And this time they turn, hand it off to the up back, and he goes into the end zone for the score. That was Carson Dungan with the 1-yard touchdown run. And Hoover is back to within 1 possession of the McKinley Bulldogs. Currently 21-13 with the extra point to follow.
Fullback dive right up the right side of that offensive line. It got enough push to get the defensive line off the line of scrimmage, getting the guy to pay dirt. Hoover fights himself back in this game. That offense has life.
On to kick for Hoover, David Wadley. Snap back, hold down, kick is up, and it is good, but there's a penalty marker, and it's going to be offsides on McKinley. And they blew that play dead, so they can't even decline the penalty and keep the kick. So he will have to kick it again. Boy, could you imagine if you get the penalty and then you miss the next kick after making the first one?
Right. Oh, it happens.
Oh, let's hope I didn't just do I would feel so bad.
The good old commentator jinx.
David Wadley on for the extra point. Snap back, hold down, kick is up, and it is good. Good. I'm glad.
Didn't jinx it.
I did not jinx it. 58 seconds remaining in the third quarter. McKinley leads 21-14. More action when we come back. It's high school football presented by the Sarshone Auto Group on Q92 Radiosports.com.
Lilyfield Lane Flowers and Gifts, located at 2830 Cleveland Avenue South, is your go-to florist for every occasion. Homecoming, prom, weddings, birthdays, anniversaries, and memorials. Stop in and take a look at our unique gifts and beautiful custom floral arrangements. We deliver in the Stark County area. Give us a call today at 330-754-6998 and mention Q92 to receive a 20% discount.
This is head coach Brian Baum from the North Canton Hoover Vikings football team. You're listening to high school football on the Q92 Sports Network.
And we're back at Memorial Stadium in North Canton. 58 seconds remaining in the third quarter. The Bulldogs lead 21-14. And
I'll tell you what, do not kick it to number 19. Don't do it.
If we've learned anything this season is to not kick it to 19.
That is a dangerous man back there.
So the run up and the kick, and he's going to have a chance. He will take this at the 8-yard line. Going right up the middle now, bending it out to the left numbers. He breaks a tackle across the 20, out to the 30, and he'll be out of bounds just before the 30-yard line. We'll see where they officially mark him at. He was on the far sidelines. It's McKinley moving left to right. And they will mark him down at the 26-yard line.
Well, McKinley's offense has been rolling. Let's see if they continue to roll. Hoover has not done anything to slow down this McKinley offense. When they haven't scored, it's because McKinley has had a few self-inflicted wounds. But when McKinley is playing clean, they seem unstoppable.
So here we go. Trent Hayden in at quarterback. Kylan West behind him. They turn into play action. And Hayden gets hit as he throws, and that's going to be intercepted, but a penalty marker, and they're going to call pass interference.
Yep.
That's a really tough call, I think, because you've got both players from Hoover are fighting to that ball was underthrown because he was hit.
Right.
They were both trying to come back for the football,
right.
But DJ Britt wasn't. He didn't know that ball was short.
Right. So, I mean.
And Coach Baum is upset, and I understand why.
McKinley really gets a big break right there. Hoover had great pressure on the quarterback. He got smoked. He was able to still get the ball off, but both defenders for Hoover tried to come back and make a play on the ball. DJ Britt just happened to be in the way, and then they get called with a pass interference.
So a 15-yard penalty on Hoover.
That'll
take the
break from McKinley.
I think it's a huge break. Huge break, because that was picked off by Carson Morris, and he wasn't even the one that made the contact with Britt.
Exactly.
But nonetheless, 1st and 10 for McKinley at the 40-yard line. Hayden in the shotgun. He turns, hands it off to West over to left-hand side. He picks up 5 effortlessly. They'll give him 4, but I mean, it's like he falls forward and he picks up 4 yards.
Yeah, on that play, he was like, there's really no hole. I'm just going to run it in here and see what I can get, and he gets 4 yards.
So 2nd and 6 after the tackle from Lukens. 20 seconds remaining in the third quarter.
Probably last play of the half.
2 receivers to the wide side right, single to the left. Hayden in the shotgun. He turns, hands it off to West over the right-hand side, and he will pick up another 4 yards, and it'll be 3rd and
a long 3, maybe 4.
Yeah, 3rd and 3 looks like what they're going to do, and we'll get to that play after the break. The end of the third quarter, the McKinley Bulldogs 21, the Hoover Vikings 14. Fourth quarter action when we come back. It's high school football presented by the Sarshone Auto Group on Q92 Radiosports.com.
Start your day right at Judy's Family Restaurant, your new favorite spot for home-style breakfast and friendly faces. We're locally owned and operated with a team that brings you years of experience to every plate. Whether you're craving fluffy pancakes, sizzling bacon, or a hot cup of coffee, we've got you covered. Come taste the difference at Judy's Family Restaurant. Call 234-360-3096 and follow us on Facebook for daily specials and updates. Judy's, where breakfast feels like home.
You're listening to High School Football presented by Sarshone Auto Group on the Q92 Sports Network.
And welcome back to Memorial Stadium in North Canton. Fourth quarter action just about ready to get underway. The McKinley Bulldogs lead 21-14 over the Hoover Vikings. We've got a 3rd and 3 coming up at the 48-yard line for McKinley.
All season we've seen drive stall at the quarter flip. I don't think McKinley's going to have that problem.
Yeah, McKinley will be moving from right to left now. Hoover will be moving from left to right. A big 3rd down. Trent Hayden in the pistol with Kylan West behind him. 2 receivers to the wide side right, 2 to the short left. West now moves in motion in the backfield. They're going to swing pass it out to him. He catches it, picks up the first down across midfield, keeps on his feet, still breaking tackles across the other 40, down to the 36-yard line.
I know he's a sophomore, but he's running like a grown-ass man. I mean, that boy, he can break tackles. He is so impressive. Ball security is great. Just get the ball in his hands as many ways as you can.
1st and 10 for McKinley at the 38-yard line. 11:38 left in the ball game. McKinley leads 21-14. Hayden in the shotgun. I think that's a different tailback in there now. Is that West? They hand it off over to left-hand side. Don't believe that was Kylan.
It might have been 6.
That was Shad Davis
yeah.
with the carry. 5'10", 180-pound junior Shad Davis. And coming into the game for them now is Zion Culver in at tailback. And this is what McKinley does. They run west until the fourth quarter, and then they start bringing in fresh leg after fresh leg with Isaac Brooks, Shad Davis, and Zion Culver.
Here comes the committee.
So Culver will line up to the left of Hayden in the backfield. Tight end left, wing left. And here comes the counter play to the right. They hand it off to Culver. Culver's not going to pick up anything. Immediately hit by Carter Lukens, and he'll actually lose a yard. It'll be 3rd and 11 now for McKinley.
You know, if I'm McKinley, I've been getting a lot of success on those little almost bubble screens. Right now I do a pump and gut, like I'm going to throw the bubble screen, release that wide receiver who's stock blocking up the line, up the sideline, and hit him for a touchdown.
DJ Britt, Darius Hill spread out to the wide side right. 2 receivers to the short left as well. Culver behind Hayden in the shotgun. Culver now moves to the right-hand side, and they're looking to swing it out to him. The penalty markers, I believe that's going to be an illegal shift.
Yeah, he was going towards the line of scrimmage.
And he does not pick up the first down. It'll be interesting to see what Coach Brian Baum does here.
Oh, no, you want to take him back because, look, it's only about 1.5 yards away. Kylan West gets that in his sleep. And they brought in Brooks, too, so, yeah, take him back.
So an illegal shift on Culver as he shifted out to the right. He started to run towards the line of scrimmage. So that'll push them back 5 yards. And now it's going to be 3rd down and 16.
Which has seemed like nothing to this McKinley offense tonight. I mean, they've been behind the chains before and was able to pick up the mark to gain. This is probably 4-down territory. So if you at least get 10 here, I'm going to go for it if I'm McKinley.
So here we go, 3rd and 16 at the Hoover 44-yard line. McKinley sends 3 receivers to the left, single wide out to the right. Hayden back to pass. He's got pressure in his face. He swings it out into the flat, and that is caught by Finn. Finn eludes a tackle and then gets brought down after a loss of 1. Coming up was Chase Lukens, and it forces a 4th and long for McKinley with 9:20 remaining in the game.
That was the best defensive series I've seen Hoover play since the first series of the football game. Good job by Hoover, rallying to the ball, running to the ball. Good tackling, getting guys on down, not allowing a lot of yak on that drive. And now McKinley has to punt.
Mankowski on to punt. He will stand at his own 41-yard line. And they're going to let some time run off the clock here before they snap this back, and they get it away. Good punt from Mankowski. It's going to bounce and take a good roll. And McKinley special teams punting game has been on point today as they down that ball at the 5-yard line. So Hoover has a long field ahead of him with 8:39 remaining in the game. McKinley 21, Hoover 14.
Hats off to Coach Hill and the rest of the coaches for this McKinley special teams unit. Been playing lights out all season, playing lights out all game. Truly is a difference maker in a 7-point game so far tonight.
So Hoover will break the huddle from their own sideline.
Hoover got it on the ground last series. Let's see if they stick with the run or if they go back to what they were doing in the air.
So John Collins in the shotgun. Michael Lamline lines up to his left. Hoover moving left to right across your screen or radio or however you're listening. Collins back to pass. He's looking, throws it down the sidelines, and it's caught by Lamline. It ran that bubble wheel route from the tailback position, and it takes Hoover all the way down to the 25-yard line.
What's your favorite shape, Ryan?
My favorite shape?
Yeah.
Triangle.
Mine's a circle because the wheel. Okay, great job on the wheel route. Most teams drop the running back in coverage, just like McKinley did that time. Great play called by Hoover on that first down.
So 1st and 10 now at the 26-yard line. Collins takes the snap, and I believe that's going to be a false start on the earth.
Think so?
Everyone moved but the center.
Right.
So, yeah, a little late on the snap from the center. So that moves Hoover back 5 yards. It'll be 1st and 15 now from the 25.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Band drama.
Yeah, it is their band.
It
That's
is
why
their
they're
band.
telling them to stop. So Collins with the ball. He takes this one, throws a deep out route, and that's going to fall incomplete out of bounds. Collins took a late hit, was looking for a flag, but nothing comes, and it sets up 2nd and 15 now from the 21.
Great job by that McKinley secondary. The safety stayed over top that time. Played that flag route perfectly.
Oh, they called it.
Oh, they called the late hit?
Yeah, they did.
What, was it one of those calls with no flag again?
Apparently, I didn't see the
all season. All season.
Yeah, so that was a late hit on quarterback John Collins. So that gives Hoover a free first down and takes them out to the 36-yard line. So 1st and 10 at the 36, 3 receivers to the wide side right, single wide out to the short left. Collins takes, hands off over to left-hand side to Lamline. He gets 3 yards on the carry. So Shad Davis with the tackle, and they give him 3 yards on the carry. So it'll be 2nd and 7 now at the 39-yard line of Hoover.
Yep, plenty of clock left. You can pretty much do whatever you want now. 2nd and about 7.
Collins in the shotgun. Lamline lined up to his right. Now they move him in motion. Collins back to pass. He's looking for the little slant route. Caught, falling forward, and picking up the first down was Michael Strader. And that moves the chains for North Canton Hoover with 7:37 left in the game. It'll be 1st and 10 at the 46-yard line. McKinley 21, Hoover 14. 2 receivers to the wide side left, single to the right. Lamline to the left of Collins. They play action. Look, throws, caught. That was brought in by Preston Koblenz. And he picks up 7 on the reception and moves into McKinley territory at the 47-yard line.
And you can do that now because the play action is effective because you're having success on the ground game. Now those linebackers are creeping up. You're able to fit it right behind where they are before the safety comes down. Good job by the Hoover offense, just staying methodical, Deacon and Duncan.
So 2nd and 3 for Hoover. Turn, hands it off the Lamline. He gets drilled at the line of scrimmage. Coming up and making a big hit was Antonio Stevens, and that stopped him in his tracks. No gain, 3rd and 3.
That happened because the nose guard and the right defensive end got tremendous penetration, and he had to make a cut right before he even got to the line of scrimmage, which allowed that linebacker to get downhill and make that play.
So Collins in the shotgun. He's going to check with the sidelines. 3rd and 3 at the 47.
3rd down play.
2 receivers to the right, 2 to the left.
8 seconds on the clock.
Lamline now onto the left side of Collins. Back to pass. He's looking, throws a comeback route, and it's dropped. Oh, did he catch it? Boy, it looked like he dropped it. They rule it a catch.
They rule it a catch. They move the chains.
I believe that was Koblenz again with the reception for Hoover right at the line to gain, and it's a first down for the Vikings.
That's 2 times in a row on this drive. Receivers being very heads up, understanding where the mark is to move the chains, breaking their route right at the right time so they don't come up short of getting that first down if the ball is thrown to them.
5:40 left in the game. 1st and 10 for the Vikings. Collins by himself. He now calls Lamline back into the pistol. Play action, miscommunication, and Collins just has to go down. His ankle is not in a shape to where he can take off and run. And the miscommunication makes him just slide down with a loss of 2, maybe 3 on the play, and it'll be 2nd down.
Yeah, number 11, Javier Moore is in the lineup tonight for the first time, maybe the 2nd time this season. But he's a great, great talent out there on that edge as a rusher, as a guy who can play the flat in defense. He's a hybrid defensive end linebacker guy. He's been all over the field tonight.
So 2nd and 13 for Hoover. Ball at the 47. 3 receivers to the wide, side right, 2 to the left. Collins by himself. He's back to pass. He's looking, throws this one up, and just over the hands of the intended receiver who had a step. That was Bryson Byer, and it falls incomplete. 3rd and 13 now, and you're definitely in 4-down territory if you're Hoover with 4:40 left in the game.
Yeah, right now I'm looking, if I can't pick this all up, at least give me half. That way I'm working with about a 4th and 6, and that's very manageable for the play call.
Hoover with all 3 timeouts. McKinley with 2 timeouts. And Hoover goes 3 receivers to the wide, side right, single to the left. Back to pass is Collins. He's got pressure. They set up the screen. It's caught by Lamline, and great defense from McKinley, and he will only pick up 1 yard on the screen. It was a great design play, but the 2 defenders on that backside for McKinley stayed home. I believe one of them was Isaac Brooks.
Yes, great job staying home, reading your keys, not overcommitting, and they were able to sniff that screen out. Hoover had a minimal gain. Now they have to punt the ball away.
And they are punting the ball away. 4th and 12. And this time, Shad Davis is back deep for McKinley. A great punt by Lukens. Fair catch called for and taken at the 14-yard line. So 4 minutes exact.
4-minute offense.
Left in the game. McKinley will have the ball 1st and 10.
4-minute offense.
And they're going to spot it at the 12-yard line. Once again, thank you all for joining us tonight. Federal League action on Q92 Sports Network, streaming on the Q92 YouTube channel and the Q92 Sports Twitter. Also live tonight for the first time on TikTok, just in the booth. You get to see myself and Antonio all night long. So thank you for joining us. Thanks
Sorry
for
about
listening.
that.
Sorry about that. So here we go. 1st and 10 for McKinley. Trent Hayden in the pistol. Kylan West lines up behind him. They turn, hand it off to West over to the left-hand side. And Hoover's defense coming up and making a big stop on that opening carry.
Wow, that was a great job by that right side of the defensive line, getting penetration, letting that linebacker come downhill, and he was able to make a play right there at the line of scrimmage.
Loss of 1 on the carry for West. They say 2, so 2nd and 12 from the 11-yard line. 3:35 remaining in the game. McKinley leads 21-14.
McKinley gets a first down here. You'll probably see Hoover start using those timeouts.
So they break the huddle, send 2 receivers to the left, wing right, single wide out right. Hayden takes, turns, hands, play action, throws it out to Finn in the left flat. Flynn gets around the edge and is forced to go out of bounds. He should have just slid down to take some more time off the clock, because that clock will stop at 3:07, and it will be 3rd down and 7 for McKinley.
I'm McKinley right here. I'm not going to do anything to force it. I'm going to still just try to get the ball. A nice, easy throw to one of my right receivers in the flat, or maybe a slant. Let them create like they've been doing all night, but I'm not going to do anything to force it right here.
3:07 on the clock, 3rd and 7 on the field. Hayden in the pistol. West lined up behind him. 2 receivers to the short side. Turn, play action the West. Hayden takes a huge shot, but gets the ball away to Britt. Britt is going to be tackled and loses the football. It's recovered by Hoover. Hoover football.
Wow.
Oh, my goodness.
Talk about drama.
I didn't see who it was that recovered the fumble. I think it was Lukens. Chase Lukens comes up with it, and it's Hoover football, 1st and 10 at the 24-yard line of McKinley.
DJ Britt just trying to reach that ball out, get it to the marker to get the first down, to keep his offense on the field. Hoover was able to get his hand in there, jar it loose before DJ Britt went down. Hoover gets the ball back deep in their territory. Opportunity to tie this game up.
Hayden took a huge shot on that, too. Hoover brought a ton of pressure off that backside edge. Hayden didn't see it coming. 1st and 10 for Hoover. Collins in the shotgun. He's back to pass. He's looking. He gets rid of it, throws, and great defensive play, but the penalty comes in. And the defender got up and was so excited, was jawing to the receiver, and the penalty flag comes in from behind him.
Yeah, that was Shad Davis with the tight coverage right there. It looks like Shad Davis with the tight coverage.
It was Antonio Stevens.
Oh, okay.
It was great coverage, but I think what he did was he wrapped that back arm around. Yeah, he did. They just showed the replay here.
Yep, before the ball got there, he wrapped
he
him
had
up.
him hooked.
Yep.
So that's half the distance. Hoover now inside the RG Drag red zone. 1st and 10.
Big test for this McKinley defense right here.
They can still get a first down. They're at the 12. Hand off to Lamline. He gets back to the line of scrimmage, and that's about it.
There was nowhere to run. That defensive line did a great job. Great job by the nose guard. Number 12, Dietrich Daniels, did a great job plugging up that hole. And then number 11 was able to come down the line and make that play.
Got some score updates for you. Jackson 33, Lake 21.
I'm not going to say I told y'all.
That's going to be in start of the fourth quarter there.
I'm not going to say nothing.
Glen Oak 50 or Green 51, Glen Oak 14. Collins in the shotgun here at Hoover. He's back to pass. He's looking for the slant route off the hands of multiple defenders and falls incomplete.
Kinley's defense so far has looked great on this drive, not giving up anything. Big third down right here.
2:09 remaining in the ball game. McKinley 21, Hoover 14. 3rd and 10 for Hoover.
This part of the field, you only have so much real estate to work with. You have that back line of the goal line as your extra safety back there. So Hoover's going to have to get real creative if they're going to try to pass the ball right here.
And they're going to go 3 receivers to the wide side right, Siegel to the left. Lamline to the right of Collins. Collins back to pass. He's looking, throws, and that should – boy, I thought if anything was pass interference, that should have been it.
Right.
The defender had a hold of the jersey of the receiver for Hoover, at least from over here. We are far, far away from where this play is happening.
A little bit.
But it brings up 4th down, and there's an injury on the field. The intended receiver is down out of bounds on the far side of the field. I cannot see a jersey number. Hopefully it's just cramping. It looks like it's just cramping. But while they tend to him, we're going to step away and take a break. It's high school football presented by the Sarshone Auto Group on Q92radiosports.com.
Are you looking to add beauty, privacy, and year-round greenery to your property? Smith Evergreen Nursery is a family-owned local grower of premium evergreens, perfect for privacy screens, windbreaks, and stunning landscaping. They grow what they sell, so you get healthy, long-lasting trees straight from the source. Call 330-575-2479, visit SmithEvergreen.com, or find Smith Evergreen Nursery on Facebook. Smith Evergreen Nursery, farm to yard.
Dreaming of your next getaway? Lisa's Dream Getaways Travel Agency is a locally woman-owned travel agency helping you see the world. Lisa books any and all types of travel, honeymoons, all-inclusive, cruises, Disney, along with bachelor and bachelorette trips and destination weddings with low deposit, and you set your monthly payments. Mention Q92 to get $50 on board cruise, credit, cabin, or $150 off your non-canceled vacation or honeymoon. Call 330-428-0610. Lisa's Dream Getaways Travel Agency. If you don't go, you won't know.
You're listening to High School Football presented by Sarshone Auto Group on the Q92 Sports Network.
Welcome back to Memorial Stadium. McKinley leads 21-14, 2:03 remaining in the game. And both teams kind of went to go back out onto the field, but there's still an injured player that is technically out of bounds on the far side, on the Hoover sideline.
Right.
But I can't really tell what's going on over there. I'm not 100% sure. So, yeah, it looks like he's cramping over there, but I don't understand why.
He's off the field.
Yeah. So while they figure that out, Jackson 33, Lake 29, 7:28 remaining in that ball game.
Right into Georgia said, hold up, we're not done yet.
Akron Manchester 42, Fairless 13. Let's see here. Some more. Let's see. Fitch 14, Perry 7.
All right, they're coming back on the field finally. Biggest play of the game right now, folks.
Here we go. 4th down. 4th and 10 at the 12-yard line. Hoover sends 3 receivers to the wide side right. 2 receivers to the left. Collins, empty backfield. He takes the snap. He's looking. Here comes pressures. Throws. Touchdown, Hoover! Wow. A strike thrown to Bryson Byer. And the Vikings are a field goal away from tying this one up.
And Collins took a shot. McKinley brought the house that time. He stood in there like a champ, delivered the ball, slant across the middle. Receiver broke it right at the right time. Touchdown. Hoover still fighting.
A 12-yard touchdown pass from John Collins to Bryson Byer, and the extra point could tie it up.
Huge play right here. No pressure. Huge play right here.
So here we go. Snap back, hold down, kick is no good.
Wow.
Good. He pulled it left. Wow. The snap was low, and he pulled the kick left.
Special teams. Special teams. He's going to be the difference maker in this ball game.
Wow. 1:57 left in the game. McKinley leads 21-20. Oh, man, you hate to see that.
Sure do.
Man, oh, man. Boy, oh, boy. Like, I don't have a dog in the fight.
Right. Right.
So you feel so bad for the kids.
Yep. Yep.
That was David Wadley, the senior kicker. Man, your heart just breaks.
Yep.
If it was McKinley, I'd feel the same exact way.
Yep.
I just, you feel bad for the kids.
Yep.
So,
but
Hoover still has 3 timeouts remaining.
Yep.
McKinley has 2 timeouts, 1:57 left in the game.
Better believe an onside coming right here.
And the hands team is out. I love how Trent Hayden is deep to return for McKinley.
Right.
The hands team on for the Pups. So they set up for the onside kick. Kicker's waiting for Jackson 40, Lake 29. Boy, oh boy.
Scoring in bunches over there, ain't they?
Here we go. The run up and the onside kick. It is fielded, and it's McKinley football. 1st and 10 at the 47-yard line. I didn't see who jumped on that for McKinley. It was number 3, DJ Britt, who comes up with the football. So
Great job recovering on the hands team. By McKinley, it's just all about ball security right here. Secure the football. Secure the football.
All right, McKinley football 1st and 10. Kylan West in the pistol. 2 wings in the game for McKinley. Turn, hand it off to West. He picks up a couple.
Timeout.
And a quick timeout from Hoover.
Good job on 1st down by that Hoover defense. Only giving about 2 yards on the ground. Quickly calling the timeout, leaving 1:50 on the clock. You know McKinley's going to run the ball here. They've been running it great all game, past 2 drives. The defense has been able to bone them and really play good, getting a turnover even on that last drive. But now you really have to make sure you wrap up before you go for the ball, but you got to make sure that you don't give them extra opportunities to get yards after contact.
So this timeout is brought to you by Friends and Family Credit Union. It's time to bring a friend into the family. Got a final coming in. Fitch just intercepted the pass on the final drive. 14-7, Fitch over Perry.
Wow. Good hard-fought battle by Perry.
$152 left in the game. Second and 8 from the 49. West in the pistol behind Hayden. 2 wings. Turn. Hand off over to left-hand side. He's hit in the backfield and brought down. That was David Tully. A loss of 3 on the carry.
I mean, he got back there almost at the snap of the ball. I mean, he was back there like right now.
Hoover takes the quick timeout.
Big third down play here for McKinley.
So 3rd and 11. This timeout is brought to you by our good friends at Friends and Family Credit Union. It's time to bring a friend into the family. 3-11 or 3rd and 11, 149 left in the game. McKinley leads 21-20.
If you're McKinley here and you pass the ball and it's incomplete, you just stop the clock on the 4th down, give the ball back to Hoover.
Leave them a timeout.
And leave them a timeout. Yep.
Oh boy.
Hey, this is it. This is why we call doing stuff, man.
No, this is great.
This is awesome.
I love it.
The drama. The suspense.
Here we go. McKinley breaks the huddle from the sidelines after the timeout. They sent Britt by himself on the far side. Hill by himself on the left. 2 wingbacks in the ball game for McKinley. Hayden in the pistol with West behind him. He now moves Kylan West to the left.
Maybe a rollout, run pass option right here.
He's back to pass. He's looking. It is picked off. Hoover with the interception. And he takes it down to the 44-yard line. Chase Lukens, who came up with the fumble, gets a huge interception. 1:41 left in the game.
Wow. This Hoover defense has been pretty dormant all game, but the last 2 drives, they have come alive, creating 2 turnovers, putting their offense in scoring position. Now they have the opportunity to go down and win the game with 1:41 left and 1 timeout. Great job battling this whole time if you're Hoover.
Wow, McKinley still has 2 timeouts. What an interception. They just showed it up on the scoreboard here. He brought that in with one hand.
A one-hander.
One-handed interception. All right, Hoover breaks the huddle. 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line. John Collins in the shotgun. He's back to pass. Here comes pressure from McKinley. He gets rid of it, and it's dropped. He jumped for no reason. That was Drake Cooper. Hit him in the hands, and he drops the pass.
I think he was anticipating contact there, but the defensive back was at least 2 yards away. I think he was bracing himself for contact, but there was no need right there.
So the incompletion stops the clock. 1:34 left in the game. 2nd and 10 at the 44-yard line.
McKinley brought pressure that time, almost got home, was able to make Collins throw that ball a little faster than what he wanted to, but that definitely was a catchable ball.
Hoover goes empty. 3 receivers to the left, 2 to the right. Collins back to pass. He's got time, throws it out into the left flat. Another drop through the hands of the intended receiver. That was Elijah Fryson, and he dropped that. And twice there's not a defender anywhere near the receiver.
Anywhere near him. I don't know what's going on right now. They got to get some stick on, maybe take them gloves off. I don't know, but that's 2 passes on this game-winning drive that Hoover drops when they're wide open.
And McKinley's giving them the underneath stuff. They don't want to get beat over the top.
Right.
So here we go, 3rd and 10 at the 44-yard line, 1:28 left in the game. Collins, and we're going to have a timeout called by McKinley. This timeout brought to you by Friends and Family Credit Union. It's time to bring a friend into the family.
Wow. 2 wide open passes dropped.
Boy, oh boy. We're gonna keep it here.
Yeah, let's not go nowhere.
We're gonna keep it here. Another score. Jackson 40, Lake 37. 4 minutes left in that game.
Oh man. That game's almost as good as this one.
Boy, oh boy.
Some great football being played tonight. Man, and Hoover's been able to do this in the second half without their best offensive weapon. You know, Andes has been out, and Hoover is still finding ways to create scoring opportunities, to score, to move the ball. But, you know, if Andes is in right now, that'd be such a difference maker on the last 2 drives. Big 3rd down.
Here we go. They break the huddle. Collins empty. 3rd and 10. 3 receivers to the left, 2 to the right. He takes the snap. He's back to pass. Here comes pressure. He gets rid of it and just throws a bomb, and that's going to fall incomplete. And it'll be 4th down. Pressure coming from Isaac Brooks. Force Collins to get rid of that. It's now 4th and 10. 1:20 left in the game.
That was good old-fashioned man across the board. McKinley brought pressure, was able to get home, get the pressure, get the ball to Collins' hands sooner to what he wanted. Now that forces him in a 4th and long situation with the game on the line.
Here we go. 3 receivers to the left. This is it. This is the ball game. Collins back to pass. He's looking, throws, and it's incomplete. The intended receiver looked like he slipped coming out of his cut, and Collins let it fly. And that was good defense from McKinley's Nas Brown.
Great job by that McKinley defense. Knowing the situation, the game is on the line, your back's against the wall, you have to get a stop, and they come out with huge 4 plays in a row to get McKinley's offense back on the game to seal it. Great job by that McKinley defense.
2 big drops on that drive.
Huge drops.
So McKinley can come out and take a couple knees. 1:14 left on the game clock. And they take the knee. And Coach Baum takes his final timeout. This timeout brought to you by Friends and Family Credit Union. It's time to bring a friend into the family.
Great football game. Great football game.
Excuse me. Sorry about that. All right, let's see. Got some more scores coming in. Alliance 47, Carrollton 21. 4 minutes left in that game. Final Green 51, Glen Oak 20. Coach Garcia called a timeout with 2 seconds left in the game.
How the boys got.
And McClendon ran one in from 62 yards out on the last play of the game.
Oh, good. So it was worth the timeout.
It was.
It was worth
Pad
the
that
timeout.
stat line. Pad that stat line.
Yeah.
All right, McKinley with 1:12 left in the victory formation. Take the knee. And they should be okay here.
We'll have to snap the ball one more time, and that's going to be all she wrote. Bulldogs come into a very, very tough environment, undefeated team, and gritty enough to walk away with the win.
And McKinley could take the sole lead in the Federal League tonight as well, with Jackson currently beating Lake and Jackson having lost to Perry last week.
Yep.
And that is going to be it. The final knee is taken. Your final score, the McKinley Bulldogs 21, the Hoover Vikings 20. We're going to step away, post-game show. When we come back, this was high school football presented by the Sarshone Auto Group on Q92radiosports.com.
RG Drag, Stark County's premier career center, offers programs that prepares its students at the high school level for careers and continued education beyond high school. Upon completion, RG Drag students have an immediate opportunity to obtain a well-paying job in many exciting career fields. We offer everything from culinary, dental assisting, engineering, sports turf and landscape, welding, and so much more. Contact RG Drag to find a program and career that's the perfect fit for you. RG Drag, where careers begin.
From the daily driver, a heavy hauler, to a high-end auto investment, the Sarshone Auto Group is one of Northeast Ohio's leaders. With 6 locations, Sarshone Ford in Alliance and Randolph, Sarshone Chevrolet in Randolph and Garrettsville, Sarshone Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Dalton, and the Sarshone Auto Gallery in North Canton. The Sarshone Auto Group. Find out more at sarshone.com, an official partner of the Cleveland Browns.
You're listening to High School Football presented by Sarshone Auto Group on the Q92 Sports Network.
Welcome back to Memorial Stadium. Your final score, the McKinley Bulldogs 21, the Hoover Vikings 20, a hard-fought battle. Boy, oh boy, McKinley will move to 5-1 on the season. They were 6-1, excuse me. 4-0 in the Federal League. Hoover 6-1. 2-1 in the Federal League. And Coach, boy, what a game. I think you learned a lot about both teams here tonight as well, because, you know, questions about Hoover, who did they play coming into this game? This was their biggest test. You know, they don't have a 100% John Collins. That was clear, because a guy who is a dual threat who can use his legs didn't run at all tonight.
Right.
They lost Jack Andes, who is their most explosive 17 touchdowns on the season.
Right.
They lose him late in the second quarter.
Yep.
And yet they fought back and battled and did what they needed to and had a chance to tie.
Yep.
And then had a chance to potentially win the ball game against a good McKinley team that gets better and better every week.
Yep. I mean, Hoover definitely showed that they are a very good football team. They showed that they can battle through adversity, and they come 1 point short of beating a very good McKinley football team. But hats off to the Dogs coming in, getting it done, especially on special teams. Outplayed Hoover all night on special teams, and that ended up being the difference maker, a 1 point game to walk away as first place in the Federal League.
Yeah, and if you're McKinley, you came in, you did what you needed to do. You played solid. You had a good running game all night long, 119 yards on the ground for the Pups, 53 yards on the ground for Hoover. But let's see, 16 first downs for McKinley, 14 for Hoover. Very, very close. 5 of 11 on third down for McKinley, 5 of 12 for Hoover. 1 of 1 on fourth down for McKinley, 1 of 2 for Hoover.
The parody continues.
54 total plays for McKinley, 51 for Hoover.
Wow.
268 total yards for McKinley, 254 for Hoover.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Wow.
The main difference was passing. 201 passing yards for Hoover, 149 for McKinley, and penalties for McKinley.
Gotcha.
9 for 73, 5 for 36. McKinley did have those 2 turnovers, fumble lost and an interception.
Yep.
So what a game here tonight. I think both teams should walk out of here with their heads held high, even Hoover. You came in against a McKinley team who is, you know, running a 4-game winning streak coming into here, now a 5-game winning streak.
Yep.
And you held your own. So the questions for Hoover isn't can they, it's not can they win and can they compete. It's can they stay healthy.
Exactly. And that's been Hoover's MO for the past few years. It's like they have these huge catastrophic injuries to some of their best players, but they always find guys to step up. It's next man up at Hoover. So, I mean, but if they could stay healthy, this could be a really, really good football team moving through the second half of the season and into the playoff.
Yeah, and in a prime spot for playoffs. The computer ranking should be updated, I think, by the state on Wednesday. There is a website you can go to, Joe Edel, that they're pretty much point on He does a great job running that site, and you
Yep.
can use that as well. But, man, what a game. Coach is going to go down and get some interviews with some players and coaches. Make sure to follow us on our social medias, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, X, Threads.
All of them.
We're going to be starting a Twitch channel as well, so you're going to be able to follow us on Twitch, TikTok. Thank you to everyone who joined us on TikTok Live tonight.
Worldwide.
Don't know how this went. We'll look and see if this is something that we'll continue to do moving forward, but thank you for all that. We're going to go over some final scores from the area. Coach.
Great job, my man.
Catch you here in a little bit, sir.
You know it.
All right, Coach Antonio Hall from Q92 Sports. Let's jump in and see if we can get some more scores from around the area here. Let's see. Massillon 28, Cardinal Ritter 14, Louisville 21, Canfield 23. That's a heck of a game. The Canfield Cardinals and the Louisville Leopards. Alliance 41, Carrollton 28. Jackson 40, Lake Blue Streaks 37. You can catch the end of that game on Q92, 92.5 on your FM, or YouTube or Facebook at Q92 or X at Q92. So go check that out and catch the conclusion of that game because that's a good one. We could have two unbeatens going down tonight with Hoover being the first one and Jackson trailing, Lake trailing Jackson 40-37. Kent South 14, Triway 27. East Canton 14, Strasburg 3, Green 51, Glen Oak 20, Northwest 28, Orville 14, Fitch 14, Perry 7, that one's a final. Central Catholic 17, Edison 35, Tuslaw 33, Toronto 12, West Branch 62, Marlington 0, and Ridgewood 48, Sandy Valley 7. Those are some scores from around the area. Let's see if we can get into some individual stats for you. Trent Hayden, 16 of 20, one interception, one TD, 149 yards. John Collins, 13 for 31, 201 yards passing, 2 touchdowns on the night. Kylan West, 25 carries, 114 yards, averaging 4.6 yards a carry and 1 touchdown. Michael Lamline carried the ball 11 times for 53 yards. Darius Hill, 3 receptions, 18 yards. Kylan West, 2 for 24. DJ Britt, 5 for 54. And Elijah Finn, 6 for 53. DJ Britt with the receiving touchdown on the evening. Michael Lamline, 4 receptions for 45 for Hoover. Jack Andes had 3 receptions for 94 yards before he was injured in this ball game. Bryson Byer had 1 reception for 14 yards. Drake Cooper, 2 for 23. Lee Paxos, 1 for 11 and a touchdown. Michael Strader had 1 for 7, and Preston Colblentz, 1 for 7 as well. On the defensive side, the leading tackler for McKinley, Demir McClellan had 6 tackles on the night, and Antonio Stevens had 6 tackles as well. For Hoover, Aiden Kish led all tacklers with 9, Chase Lukens with 8. And don't want to forget about Darius Hill, had that 67-yard punt return for a touchdown as well. And let's see here. I know who had the turnover, the interception. Chase Lukens with that interception, just not able to convert there in that last drive for the Hoover Vikings. All right, what do we got going on the slate for next week on Q92 Sports? Lake at McKinley, scheduled for the FM game. Alliance at West Branch. That's going to be a good one, folks. The Aviators and the Warriors. That should be for the EBC next week on AM 1310 WDPN. So make sure you tune into that one. Alliance and West Branch. Tuslaw at Northwest. Minerva at Marlington. Perry at Hoover. Jackson at Glen Oak, and Louisville at Green. That's the slate of games coming at you next week on the Q92 Sports Network. Want to thank all of our sponsors, Friends and Family Credit Union, for bringing us the timeouts every single timeout. Want to thank RG Drag for sponsoring our Red Zone, and of course, Sarshone Auto Group for making it for us to bring you high school football every single week. The Score 7 games on the Q92 Sports Network. Want to thank my colleague Antonio Hall for tonight. Once again, I am Ryan Keller. Your final score, McKinley 21, Hoover 20. Thank you for joining us tonight. Have a wonderful evening. This has been High School Football presented by the Sarshone Auto Group on Q92 Radiosports.com and the Q92 YouTube channel. From Memorial Stadium, it's Ryan Keller. Have a wonderful weekend. Stay safe. Be kind. Hug your loved ones. Good night, everybody.